This is going to be a mess.
Oh, you have no idea what's coming. See, we know because this is post hoc recording. But for those of you that have yet to listen, prepare yourselves.
And make sure you like block out like probably a quarter of your day or something.
Oh my god,
because this is going to go on and on and on and on.
The longest BBB ever. Well, that's what happens when you have 14 people on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, it's time for us to begin. So, let's do it. Well, hello everybody. We have a very special surprise for all of you today. It's the Triple Platinum Special Deluxe Edition Extended Cut, Director's Cut, Solid Gold, embroidered with diamonds edition of a Big Brain Boogaloo, featuring myself, Astro, and a very large number of people who have a large number of opinions about a very large number of topics about a very large game named Overwatch.
I suppose we should start, obviously.
I have never been in a Discord call with so many people in it, my god.
Yeah. Alright, so obviously I'm Astro, we have Zek, and everyone can, we'll go down the list here, and everyone can introduce themselves. So, that means you're first, Isaac.
Okay, hi, I'm Isaac. I am an Overwatch player. Kinda Mercy main, kinda, flex, support flex. And yes, I'm here to discuss things with them. Thank you very much.
Alright. Then we have Smol here.
Hey, I'm a Mercy main, Symmetra main, and I play on PS4, and I play in Diamond, and that's pretty much all there is of me.
Alright, sounds good. Then we have Marvel here.
Hi, I'm Stef and I'm a multi-season top 500 support main. I play all the supports except Baptiste, and I also play Ashe.
Then Diva is you.
Hey, I'm Diva, and I usually play flex. I usually like to play DPS lately, and I'm eternally stuck in gold.
I feel that. Alright. Manx?
Hi, I'm Alex/Manx. I main Spectre and Mercy. Not that good at them, but I'm Platinum, and I hate Doomfist.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ow.
I don't want to interrupt, but it kind of sounds like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. We're all like, I mean this, and this problem that I have is
this literally does.
It is a big problem.
I empathize with you.
And then Neko.
Hello, I am Nikamata, or Politoed 101. I'm a Bastion main, but I'm looking to play Wrecking Ball and Lucio for role queue. I play on PS4 and I'm in Plat, and I'm slowly getting out of it, and yeah, pleasure to meet you guys.
Alright, Pelg?
Heyo, I don't know, I'm just an idiot on the internet.
Yeah, that's Pelg.
I'm one of those guys who stays on the mega frame of Bastion.
Alright, fair enough.
Oh, the Bastion mega thread, oh my god.
I am the literal proof. Bastion is not fucking good in silver. Shut up!
Alright. Lucy?
Bastions.
Hello, my name is Lucy. I play Overwatch and I basically main everyone, but play more other things right now. But I do play it occasionally, sometimes. Also, I hate McCree.
I feel that.
I can feel that too.
McCree's the fan, the handbrake.
Make a right click. Alright, Rosa?
Hi, my name's Rose. I main Mercy, currently 800 hours. Been playing beta. I try to play other heroes, but Mercy mains can't aim, so.
Fair enough.
But,
oh my god!
I really think that Mercy needs a change, so.
All right, that works.
If you don't have 800 hours on Sim, are you legally a citizen?
Oh my god!
Are you legally a citizen?
I'm illegal.
You're not
Very illegal.
And Zavi.
Hello, fellow angels. This is Zavi, aka Revert Mercy. I play support, mostly Mercy, but I play other heroes as well from time to time. I also make YouTube videos, I make workshop mods, and am a strong advocate for positive change in gaming. I'm also an active member of #ReworkMercy, has been growing and evolving by the day, which I am both humbled and excited to be a part of. I'm also super excited about being here with all of you, so thanks for having me.
So basically, what we're going to do is, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to ask a question, and just go one person at a time, and I'll then finish with my response, and then we discuss for a few minutes, and then we go on to the next question. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure, you're the bar.
So, the first question is, give a relatively brief overview of your thoughts on Bastion's current place in Overwatch. And...
What's Bastion?
Oof.
Okay, that's fair.
We start.
Okay, we're just going to go down the list. So, start with...
So I start.
Isaac.
I start.
Yep.
I'll start. Okay, Bastion is like, he has a place, but it's like such a boring place. But at the same time, like, he does too much if his team collaborates, but if not, he is just a potato that can't do anything.
the toaster.
Like, he needs extreme team coordination around him and a team built around him to work. And even then, sometimes it's better to switch to Torb than use him. So like,
yeah,
it's kind of sad actually.
Okay.
That's it.
Smol?
Yeah, I feel like Bastion's in the worst place it's ever been, especially now since like even Sigma. But he's just genuinely just garbage. Like he's Sim 1.0 garbage. Like that's the level of garbage I put him on. He needs an entire team around him. Yeah, it's not great. He needs his own team. Even then, you just run Sombra or May and you fuck him up. So it's not like it really matters. Just overall, he's not great. And I mean, I advocate for a Bastion rework, but the amount. I mean, it took 3 years just to get some extra stable, so I don't really think it's gonna happen soon.
All right.
Bastion is in a bad place. Yeah. He only has a place on Junker down in low ranks. I only seem to start to laugh whenever I see my teammates try to use Bastion in Grandmaster. I ask them to switch.
Diva?
Oh, shit. Me with Bastion, I think he needs changed due to how he needs a team built around him. And if he does, he's pretty much the thumbtack of your team. If he dies, then your team's pretty much screwed. If he lives without a Sombra, you're pretty much screwed on attacking or defending or whatever. Usually attacking because they like to camp around corners. But without a team, he's pretty easy to kill because he has nothing protecting him unless he's just around a corner waiting for you. And pretty much it. He needs rework.
All right. Manx?
I think he needs a rework. He just preys off of people being stupid, really. People don't group up. People don't like switch when they need to. So if your character's based off of hoping that the enemy team plays like garbage, then obviously that says a lot. So,
I mean,
like Bastion, eh?
I mean, to be fair, that applies for Doomfist too.
Come at me though. At least Bastion doesn't hop over a down wall, flies into your backline, fists you in the asshole, and then flies away. I'm happy with that.
Just gotta rip it down.
Deep fisting.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Oh, I saw a guy do
Raising uppercut.
101 before. I was like, yes, it's pretty.
All right.
I think he's in a strange spot, to be honest. He mostly needs his team, and really is kind of high risk, low to high reward depending on the situation. Like, the thing is that he has way too many counters, like the most of any hero in the game. Arguably where anything that can shoot can kill him. Not to mention when Bunker is the most favored meta, he still is kind of garbage. and in Overwatch League he is only used by one team, the Philadelphia Fusion, and it was only used in Junkerdown twice in the last point of Havana, and it's up to debate if they even got the first or last point because of him. But I'm kind of mixed feelings on it since Roll Q is coming, so I'll have to wait and see.
Pelg?
You want only a few words, right?
I mean,
not a dictionary.
No, just give me like a relatively brief explanation.
The entire fucking game, with a few exceptions, counters him, or at least gets on his face. If he has a whole entire team around him, he's pretty good. Won't say he's fucking OP, oh my god, he's gonna melt the fucking world, but he ain't fresh. But as the other said, a little bit more of teamwork. Bastion is literally a potato. He's that pile of on your house that smells so friggin' bad that you have to kick it out. But you can't kick it out.
What am I listening to?
Alright.
And yes, he needs a rework like right now. Anything. The mega threat of Bastion has so many rework ideas, we don't know what to do anymore. We're almost 20k posts, and we don't have one match.
And it's the third mega thread too.
You'll get your dream.
It's the third.
Not as much as Mercy, though.
No, I mean because Mercy has a community.
Every idea possible.
No, wait, let's leave Mercy for later. Now we're
later.
Yeah.
All right.
TLDR, Bastion is the literal worst hero in the game. No matter which rank you pick, because I'm like fucking silver. I'm proof of that. And he needs a rework right now. Jeff, both of you, both Jeffs, help, please.
Okay. Thank you, Pelg. Lucy?
My perspective on how Bastion is, it's really just... I think he's just become even worse by every single day and every single patch. Because recently when I tried to play as him anyway, I just noticed that because of how many stuns, barriers, and everything that are in the game being added by every single update, Bastion's even more harder to even play or have fun with, because you're just going to have a Doomfist fisting you, a Brig using shield bash on you, Ryan charging at you, Roadhog using a hook on you, etc. You can't really do a lot with him, and the thing is, you can do that. It's also incredibly situational when you're doing good as well as when you're doing not good either. Because you can have Baptiste, Ryan, and Mercy basically protect you in one little cave and just completely shred anyone anyway. It's the most situational character in the game. You can't really do much about him, and even so, you barely see him played in the first place. Please help Robot Boy, please.
Yeah.
All right. I want to add one thing. Death sentence from 3 years back. The post-ball thing. He dies. One hit. And Sigma, with that little, all the balls from Sigma.
All right. We'll talk about this in a second. Let everyone give their explanation first.
I know, just adding what she would say.
All right. Rose?
Yeah, Bastion is honestly like the worst character in the worst state out of anybody. Just seeing how like the game like first came out, like how it was like a little bit more slow, no one knew how to play, and just seeing like all the progression of how fast and fluid and mobile everything has become has just made it to where he's so obsolete that I'm surprised it's been this long since he's been so untouched and changed, because it makes no sense for you to have a sentry turret just wherever, just sitting somewhere while the whole like enemy team is just flying around, jumping and dashing. It just doesn't make sense for his character, and that's just very unacceptable for the players that play him. And it just really sucks to see that, you know, everybody has their character and everybody has the person that they love, so it's not really fair to Bastion versus everybody in the game to just have a place, or at least being able to play to some degree, where he doesn't have a chance at all. So, and then it sucks because I don't really know anything about him either, so it's just very sad, and he really, really needs help very badly and very quickly.
Well, I mean, luckily we have a bunch of people here who will be talking about Bastion, so we can all learn something. All right, and then Zek.
Yeah.
You have to answer the question.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Bastion's pretty garbage tier. I would say that if you pick Bastion, I think that you should instead consider popping a bunch of painkillers and downing a 40.
That's the most Zek response I think I've ever heard.
With a bar of Toblerone, that'll be good. Well, you did
Give me
create him.
41 and it'll be good enough.
Okay, so, in terms of an overview of Bastion's current state, I think that Bastion has been tied to be exclusively used in defense maps on 2CP, outside of maybe the occasional pirate ship comps on escort maps. Which is a bit of a shame. Like you guys said, what even is a Bastion at this point? He's always been sort of niche from what I recall, but nowadays I think it's a bit worse than that. He simply feels outdated and could use a rework, in a way to make him a bit more versatile, or at least to help make the lag time between his different configurations a bit more smooth. That's just my opinion though.
So, I mean, basically, I would say, yeah, he's bad. There's, like, no situations he's good in apart from, like, very, very specific situations where it requires a ton of teamwork to get him working and not too much teamwork to destroy him. So, he's just sort of a largely dysfunctional character. But I mean, I've talked my ass off about Bastion, obviously. So let's get to discussing this. Who wants to start? I guess Pel got something to say, right?
Oh, I just wanted to say, like, I just saw it, the mega thread that I was talking about, like, some seconds ago. Just hit it 20k posts. It has been on the main page of the forums 20k times.
Yeah, there's that.
And 11. There's 11 more.
And I have that link to the mega thread.
Yeah, if you could just send it to him, I guess, Pelg. Anyone else have anything to say? Anything you want to discuss?
I think there's not much discussion because, like, everybody knows that Bastion is not in a good position. Everybody knows that Bastion is, like, could be extremely better because he's too situational, and when he's used, it's like there is his team around him, and he can in this kind of situation he can be easily replaced.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think there's too much discussion because everybody agrees on it.
And then, like, right now, he's gonna get even more counters. There's Sigma, whose whole kit destroys Bastion. And
it's against
became another death sentence again. Post bomb is a death sentence
bunker.
again.
Wouldn't Sigma technically be a counter for, like, almost everybody in a way?
Yeah.
Kinda?
In some ways, yeah.
He should fear
May's
Symmetra.
pretty good against him.
There is one thing I can basically bring up with
I don't think he
Bastion that not really many people are talking about.
Okay.
I love the contrast of when he was first showed, and you know he had the shield and everything like that. Everyone was saying that he was completely OP, terrible. Please just remove him from game. Now everyone just forgot he was even in the game.
There's that.
I think
Yeah.
his shield was more fair, like considering the current state of the game. Back then, it might have.
They removed the shield so then you
games
can like,
change.
move at a 360 direction.
Yeah.
You couldn't. You could only see a part of the fucking screen.
Yeah.
It was shit.
That's worse.
That was way worse.
I found out recently that Bastion had self-healing, and I actually genuinely never knew that.
You didn't
It
know
does
that?
75.
Wow.
Yeah, it does 75 healing per
second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's literally it's the second best
I
self heal
have
in the game, I think.
Yeah, after Hog.
Yeah, I'd more
Silver,
rest the
gold,
first
plat.
at 80.
I've been silver, gold, plat, and I've never noticed.
And then
that.
she has residual at 12.
Oh
You
my
didn't
God.
know this until now.
Well, nobody
Shady
ever plays
boy.
Bastion. Like,
Well,
these people
I
don't
don't-
have
How many
like
hours you
21,000
have in
hits.
Overwatch?
I
It
worked
helps
it out.
better.
No, I played it for like 700 hours, but I worked it out like a couple of days ago because I was like, wait, he's getting healed. How is he getting healed? Wait, he's not like with anyone. Oh my god, his health's going up. And I was like, why is his health going up to my friend Zeo? And she's like, he has self heal. Like, does he? Genuinely, he
Love it.
gets so fucking
Wait,
melted.
What did you
Can I
think
just-
his other ability was?
Like,
I don't play him, but he
Can I
gets
just-
melted
The
so
first-
badly.
I don't know.
He
You
gets
at least
know.
melted.
I don't know about you, but the first thing I do whenever I play as a new character, I mess around with all the buttons and triggers to
Yeah,
see what
okay,
their
but,
abilities
like,
are.
Listen, if you have to
maybe-
give the benefit of the doubt here, like, of course, you don't know that Bastion has a self-heal. Like, who the fuck plays Bastion? And then
because
when
it's
someone
useless.
does,
That's true.
exactly,
You don't need
you're
to
fucking
play a
dead.
character though
I
to
just-
know ability.
I
It
just feel
just
like-
proves the
10% of
point.
the time. No,
I mostly
It
say that
genuinely
because
does.
Manix, you played since beta, didn't you?
I played. Well, I started playing properly at season 9, but I had the game at season 5, so I
Okay.
kind of hovered around until season 9, and then actually played.
I mean, yeah.
No, but I genuinely have never known.
How did you not know there was self?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't notice because I was a healer main, but then I started playing Symmetra, and I just
Especially how it's
deleted
the
them.
first time.
Click triangle.
I saw
Mm.
Just click triangle, place the shield, run up to his face with a teleporter, like mow the fucker down. Baptiste came along, kind of ruined my day, but hey, just get the immortality field. Or go
And then you're
somewhere and
like-
click triangle. You
Dealing
just-
damage to him, and you see his health go up, and you're like, "Wait, what's this? Is he hacking?" Like,
I thought it was
This person
Yeah, 700 hours.
Listen.
Bastion can heal, guys. I've
I'm
never
reporting
seen this in a
for
match
healing.
before.
sorry,
I-
don't be,
Kind of fuck is this?
I
They're
genuinely
reworking
just
him
thought
right
it was a
now.
healer.
yeah, don't be mean to Max. Like, come on, like this, like, oh, sorry
I
that
know.
I didn't know like
So
the
drunk.
details about this.
Oh, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that.
To
It
be
reminds me
honest,
of
I-
people that don't know that the payload heal.
Yeah, there are
Be
still
honest,
people who don't know that.
Yeah, who healed?
The payload heals.
The payload heals the same as Lucio.
Yeah, payload-
Yeah, it only heals on attack though.
Yeah, of
Like-
course. 16.25.
Like that is way more obscure than hero.
You didn't know about that one?
Oh,
You
were
didn't know about
asking
that?
me?
I
Oh
knew
no.
that.
I mean Diva. I mean Diva.
I already knew that.
Okay.
I was just saying that's more obscure. That like a hero ability over a random thing.
I think that it's
Like,
not
you-
more obscure. The hero is picked literally 0.1% of the time. I don't give a fuck what you say. He's literally
Actually-
obsolete.
Actually,
And
it's
you've
more
never
obscure
seen him
than nobody
heal in
plays
700 hours, which I really doubt.
Hey,
The only times
I
I've ever
play
seen a Bastion
with
heal is when I've
Godanas.
healed myself. So like,
It's either that or just she never noticed.
If we have if there's a Bastion, we always just go Anna, just anti the bitch,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then run up to his face and fuck him. So that's
Anti
it.
gets smacked. Bye.
And then no one runs a Zarya with
Monster.
a Bastion because they always go Orisa, and then Orisa and Zarya doesn't work well, so
There's
they
that.
can't really cleanse it.
So you're the
I
kind
mean-
that anti-heals best.
Oh.
Monster.
Oh, I just play Roadhog and Huxon.
Oh, yes.
We sleep like we EMP
That's
the
really the
Bastion, sleep dart the Bastion, anti.
Yeah, that's what I meant with my point.
Field bash the
Sorry.
Bastion.
You know what
You can
upset him.
fist the Bastion.
Oh,
And make sure
yes.
you teabag him or dance on his body. Then
Wait, maybe that's why Astro likes to.
Oh god.
I am having so much.
Ultimate power
Next
fantasy.
question, next
Ah.
question, next
Yeah,
question.
let's move on. This is getting NSFW. This is no longer advertising.
PTSD is attacking again.
You know what, I'm gonna be
Demonetized
going to
symbol has
work.
came in.
Yeah.
No more of this in my
Enter the
coming
chat.
from the Minecraft Christian server.
Yeah, this is not good. Like already, like Astro's making 15 cents a year from YouTube. We don't want to like reduce that.
Okay. Anyways,
Next question. please.
Oh boy.
next question is give a relatively brief overview on your thoughts on Mercy's current place in Overwatch.
Okay, I'll start again. Okay.
Yeah.
Mercy is like really controversial because there are people that hate Mercy's like current state. There are people that are okay with it. There are people that think that Super Jump is too overpowered. There are people that think that Super Jump is okay. Like there's so many questions like bipolarized in both senses that it's just weird to see like Mercy is the character that is, having this kind of attention because of controversies. Like it's not good. Just I think Mercy's current state is not that bad, but it could be better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes sense. And then Smol?
Okay, so I generally think that Mercy's fine. I think all of the criticism comes from because she was so powerful when she got reworked, and it's just dwindled and dwindled because they had to obviously balance her out. I mean, people like to act like she's like Rosie, the maid robot from the Jetsons, that she's only used just to do trivial tasks, such as pocket healing and stuff. But I think she's fine. That's just my personal opinion. I think she could use a quality of life change here and there, especially to Valkyrie. But I mean, she's fine. I mean, plus there's always people that do play Mercy. There's never gonna be people that just quit unless she's has Lucio healing, which is never gonna happen. But generally, I think she's fine. I think she could use a quality of life change here and there, but a rework, no.
Okay.
I love Mercy's place due to her kit and how it requires so much game sense due to the DPS power creep. Being a top 500, I love her place in the meta, but maybe a buff or two would be nice.
Diva?
Is my thing? There we go. I think Mercy right now, she is pretty controversial, but she could use a rework. But if she doesn't get one, I think at the very least she could have some quality of life changes, like not putting your res on full cooldown if you get bumped away. Make it 15 seconds or something. So you just can't get that one person and another person. Her healing, it got a slight nerf. It's okay, but it could be a little better because Ana exists and all that. And for Valkyrie, I think that they didn't really mess with it much, in my opinion. I think just like Smol said, when the normal ability, went from 5-man, everybody just thought that was ridiculous how it went to single. But that was just the ability.
And Manx?
I feel like I'm gonna upset people when I say this, but I don't know. I feel like Super Jump is one of the things, Mercy, that it shouldn't be there, but it is. So I kind of feel like it should be made into a passive ability, but on a cooldown. So it kind of satisfies both parties, because I kind of see that Mercy hopping up into the air and dropping down and hopping back up again is it's a bit much, but then I see it as something she needs. So I kind of think that should just be an ability. With heals, I don't really see her as a healer. I see her as a support, which sounds odd, but Valkyrie, I don't heal in by Valkyrie at all. If I do, it's someone's probably 50 HP. But otherwise, I encourage my team to hold the Rhine shield up and just Valkyrie in, and have McCree and whoever just shooting in, breaking the shield like a Junkrat or something. So I kind of don't think she needs a healing buff, but a lot of people were complaining about it, so I guess that's fine. Wouldn't really bother me because I don't use her as a healer, and neither do the people we play with. We normally just have Moira or Ana, they're doing the healing, Mercy's damage, we sound like a Pharah or something. So I don't know. I think she's fine, to be honest.
Can I comment on one of his things?
Oh,
I just feel like she's
let
got a
people answer first.
misconception. I just feel like she's got a misconception of how she's meant to be played. Back in the day, there was only 3 healers, wasn't there? And she was the main healer. She was the only main healer in the game. Moira and Ana come in and kind of take that away from her, but then she's been more pushed into this support category of, I can res and damage boost. And if there's a bitch ass Pharah in the sky and she's irritating me, I can pop my Valkyrie, fly up to her, and tell her who's boss. That's kind of how I see her, but I don't know. Other people have a different opinion, so.
Okay.
I wouldn't say she's a must-pick as much as she once was, but I still don't think she needed a healing nerf or needs this much hate.
Pelg?
I remember till the one comp game I picked Mercy because I didn't want to play on Van mechanic skill. And I swear I was flying player to player, healing my soul. We lost that game. I literally played so fucking well with her. I literally tried my best. And we still didn't win. I see Mercy as a broken character. Just as broken as Bastion, but a little bit better. Oh, but she's balanced and watch isn't fun. Oh, but she's sweet. She's so easy to play and what? Suddenly this is a whole competitive. It's okay. Blizzard, you have to pick one side. You either make it's either a competitive game or you make it a casual game. But back to Mercy, she really needs some boost on her fucking healing. She heals too low. Oh, but damage boost. If I want to boost someone's damage, I'll pick Zenyatta. That's so fucking easy. Just pick Zenyatta. So yeah, I think she should get a better healing buff. And her Valkyrie is... It's a spectator mode that you can maybe do a little bit of healing. To be honest, just use it to survive. I almost died, I press Q, and I fly up to the sky. Please don't kill me. Maybe pull up the pistol, start shooting people, pew 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 until someone dies. Normally, I just die. So yeah, Mercy is trash, and bring back something. Buff her healing, bring back mass rest. Just do something for this angel that their wings are broken. God, fix the fucking wings.
You should go into theater, Pelg.
I was thinking that.
What? What did you say? I didn't hear.
Alright, Lucy?
My thoughts on Mercy, it's really just when they announced that they'll be reworking her, I was a bit defensive, but not very much because I know that change is inevitable and it always happens. But then when I saw it, it looked absolutely fine. But then they constantly nerfed her about 11 times. So
14.
every single
more than that.
Okay, well, 14. But every single time when they nerfed her, like at the 7th nerf, I just constantly expected it like every single week. So by the time that and so when it came to that point, I just, to be honest, I just stopped caring about the character. And then occasionally, whenever I do play her, I feel like she's absolutely boring and not engaging to play. So because of them just reworking her and just changing her entire character to something different, I just don't feel engaged with her character or moveset anymore. So that's kind of relates to my introduction just earlier, where I just stopped playing that specific character and just mained everyone, and I've not had an issue with it since. It's just the problem with Mercy is she isn't engaging to play. I don't think she really needs a rework or revert. It would be nice because I'd like to actually have something engaging to play for once, but the main issue is she's just not fun to play. I want to have fun playing as her, but I just can't.
She's boring.
Incredibly boring.
Alright. Rose?
My biggest issue with that is the fact that for so long that people have made it seem like it was Mercy or Mercy Main's fault for what happened or all the events that occurred, because back in the day, like when mass res was around, I mean, I get where people come from, like, oh, it's a little bit boring, blah blah blah, But it's like maybe that's just like the design of her character. That's probably what they were going for. So like people always just wanted to complain and complain about her and just, oh, she rests a target. Oh, she's flying around. And I'm like, sorry for having wings and sorry for being a mobile support, I guess, or just having that be my utility or something that's unique to my character. So I just felt like over the years, it's like Mercy's just always being blamed and blamed and blamed for something. It's like, what is our fault? Like, what did we do that's so bad and so disheartening and just really ruining your experience for the game? But you have all these DPS that just keep coming out of the woodwork, making everybody just so frustrated and just wanting to quit the game and everything. It's just, I just find it complete BS that all this hate and everything that's happening to us is supposed to be like our fault when we're just here to support and heal and take care of our team because that's what our character's supposed to do. Now, I kind of do want a rework because I don't like Valkyrie. I understand what they were going for her to be able to have free flight. It was amazing at first. Of course, when it first came out, I wanted nerfs because it was just way too overpowered. I would say about halfway through all the nerfs, about like maybe her 4th or 5th nerf, it kind of got okay, at least in my eyes. But 14 times in a row, that should have clicked. Like you people made this. It's not clicking. Like I don't understand. So it's just
the Roadhog treatment. They did exactly the same thing with Roadhog.
It's like it wasn't our fault. Like we didn't ask for a rework. We didn't ask for Valkyrie. Of course, we asked for a second ability because our character didn't have anything. But for you to listen to all the DPS and the rest of the community that are complaining about Mercy apparently breaking in the game and making everything so hard for people to play, like it was just bad timing because everybody was still kind of new to the game and adjusting. So it's like looking back at it now, it's like I just don't understand where all this BS is coming from because you guys are sitting here complaining about everything else, but it's like you guys really just made it seem like Mercy was just so like ugh. But no, I do wish that something different would happen, like her healing maybe going up to like 55. And like when it comes to super jump, I don't see how it's fair for Baptiste to have a passive to jump high in the air, but Mercy doing it as a bug is kind of a problem. Like again, where they're just blaming her for everything at this point. But like someone said earlier,
you removed her wings. I'm surprised.
But yeah, I think she does need change because it's just very boring and lackluster. There, you can't do anything, and it's not fun. It's just really, really not fun and very unfair for like us and to just steadily like always have all this disrespect and blame when we're really just not even doing anything at this point. Like we're not breaking the game. We're not causing problems. You're just fed up on all the hate that was just derived from the community for so long. That's where you people are at. Like, so I'm just waiting for people to just wake up at this point. But I also respect people's opinions on her not being one, not needing changes. I get that, but in my opinion, I really do think something just needs to happen.
All right.
Can I just bring something up after this one?
Yeah, we just gotta let Zek answer, and then I'll give my brief answer. All right, Zek.
Just a friendly reminder that if you're going to type when someone else is speaking, to please mute your fucking microphone, because that's very, very disrespectful. Mercy, I don't really not enjoy playing her, but I don't enjoy playing her. As far as being a support main, as far as I'm concerned with Mercy's state, I think that you could do a whole bunch of things to her that would be good, and even more things that would be bad, and the only way to know that is to try. I don't think that raising her healing back to 60 HPS would cause any problem. And I think that if they just went ahead and did that, it would probably make a lot of people happy, just, you know, psychologically knowing, oh, she's been buffed. Like, that could suffice, maybe. But this seems to be a very divisive issue, and I would just rather play Brig, to be honest, so I'm just going to keep on that.
Okay.
My thoughts on Mercy, currently? And if I'm allowed to be honest? Unimpressive. So yes, I want to say first that I completely agree that she's statistically balanced. But that isn't saying much in my opinion. I've explained this countless times on the forums and there's loads of threads that break it down in extreme detail, but for those that may not know, Mercy has been pretty balanced stats-wise, since 1.0, being slightly underpowered and being given buffs to remain viable. Up until the mass res invincibility buffs and the rework, she's always been seen as an extremely popular but niche and borderline throw pick hero. So from a balance perspective, I think Mercy is not any worse than she was back in 1.0, before invincibility, and comparatively, I wouldn't be surprised if people back then saw current Mercy's 50% win rate as OP, considering that it was much lower before. However, I don't think that the process they took to get her there was a good one. I think the balancing of Mercy could have been done a lot better, specifically with regards to the rework. Quite frankly, I believe that that entire controversy with it that we still see people talk about to this day, could have been completely avoided if it never happened in the first place. But to summarize, in answering your question on how do I feel Mercy's current position in Overwatch, balanced-wise, I think they brought her back to a stable place. Besides her win rate though, I don't think Mercy is fine. Far from it. I believe there's still lots of things that can be done to make her more engaging, rewarding, and impactful to play. So yeah, I totally agree with Lucy, Rose, and the others in that she could be better, especially Valkyrie, and res on cooldown. Rose also made a great point. Mercy mains have had a terrible reputation, let's be honest here, within the community. I think we all can agree in that despite how we feel about Mercy now, the reason she was changed in the first place was not per the request of us Mercy mains, but rather from those who hated playing against her. Which I feel is both unjust of them to do, and is why I feel that the entire balancing of her, to whatever she is supposed to be now, is quite bittersweet, to put it lightly.
And then I guess my answer would probably be that my big issue with Mercy is that she's designed to be a dedicated soul healer, and yet she has the lowest healing of any of the main healers. Like she's supposed to be about mobility and healing, not as much like utility. Like utility was more or less supposed to be, oh, you used damage boost here and there, but most of the time you're healing, and you're healing a single target, and you have to kind of like learn how to fly between targets and balance out, when you're healing and, who you're healing and stuff like that. And then the res was like an ultimate, and that was like your big impact moment. So my big issue is that now she's sort of in this, I guess, awkward spot where her kit makes her kind of weighed down and a little clunky, because she's all mobility until you get to her res, which is probably the clunkiest ability in the game. And on top of that, she has this whole thing where it's literally better to damage boost than it is to heal, and she's supposed to be a main healer. And so it's just sort of like, it's not right to me that she's a single target healer and she does less healing than like Baptiste, and he's like an AoE healer, right? It's just ridiculous to me. And then the other big thing is sort of just like, she doesn't have any big like sort of hero moments, right? Like for me at least, whenever the few times I do play Mercy, everything feels more like a routine and a chore than it feels like I'm playing a video game. And I don't know. And basically, then my big issue with Valk is that she's supposed to be a single target healer, and I just think it's such a lazy ultimate. Basically, she gets to fly and her stats are increased, and she can heal everyone at once. It's just sort of like, why did this not get a second look through by the gameplay design team? That's sort of how I would think about it.
Now is discussion?
Yes, now we discuss.
Okay, I have something to say about Rose's points. Like, first of all, the nerfs and all. Like, let's talk a bit about first hide and rest. There was a big thing during that time, and if you search a little bit, you will find out that this was actually like a development team fault, because they were there was some changes in the SR receivement points that were made to the support category, and they were just like extremely changed in a whole way, and Mercy was like the most affected by it. And the way they changed it encouraged people to do a hide and rest. Like, this is why hide and rest became a thing. It wasn't because of it works. It's because it was a mistake of SR receiving. I actually have a little table here. I will just put here in the channel, because I saw that in a channel, in a video in YouTube, and it actually brings some good information. Like, time on fire is the most positive SR value that gives you SR, but objective time takes away your SR receiving. So like, it's not good. How can someone stay on point and do what they should do if they should like get on fire? And to get on fire with Mass Res Mercy was the best way was res everybody. You get on fire instantly. So like, they were incentivizing people to do hide and res instead of just not do it. And then Mercy just became, like, let's rework Mercy, and the pros started to hate Mercy, especially XQC, and
Seagull.
Yes, and this happened. Like, now Mercy has this kit, and about Super Jump and Baptiste, like Baptiste Exo Boots. Exo Boots is a passive that is mobility vertically, but like, this is the only mobility he has. Mercy has GA, so I think this is like why GA is not supposed to, lift you, but Exo Boots is supposed to, because it is a passive that it works just vertically, but not horizontally. But Guardian Angel does. Just that.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I'm glad the SR exploit was brought up. Totally right there. That's something that isn't talked about enough, so I'm super glad that more people are starting to see the truth behind how it started in the first place, and we're calling it like it is. Devs messing up? And the Mercy community taking the fall for it. It's a total mess, really. And here's the crazy thing. If you guys search which heroes were affected by the SR exploit, Mercy wasn't even the only hero that was affected by it, nor was she the cause of it either. But since she is a big target, being a popular hero and all, it was more convenient to just blame it on Mercy mains, rather than admit to their own mistakes with a faulty system. You see people spin false articles about it being, quote, the Mercy One-Trick's fault, while at the same time conveniently not backing their claims with actual evidence, outside of a random pro player or Twitch streamer making an opinion about it. Why? Because there is no solid evidence. It's a total myth created by the 1% of the player base to justify their hate against what they see as easy to play heroes, like Mercy, and is why I and a lot of others, to this day, have fought against the injustices done to her ever since. Bringing into the light the amount of misinformation, misconception, and lies being spread to suit their Mercy hatred agenda.
Okay.
Can I say what I was going to say?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing, there's two things now, since you've brought up something I was going to say, Astro. When you were saying that she's meant to be a single target healer?
Mm-hmm.
I find it kind of ironic that with this rework, when you use Valkyrie, she then turns into not a single target healer.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's true.
Goes against her entire point.
This is bizarre, actually.
Right?
Like, if at least the main target was, had a better healing, it would still make sense, but no.
And the second point is a little bit sensitive, but it's kind of required, relating to basically what players of Mercy usually get. She gets a lot of hate from people, and to the point where you're going to constantly have homophobic, transphobic, anything like that thrown at you just because you're playing as that character. I know that you get it with other characters, but from my own experience, I've had so much at any sort of those attacks, anything like that, just because I picked her.
Okay.
Can I go next?
If you want.
Yeah.
I had the points on the nerfs and the super. I'm pretty sure 14 nerfs, that was not due to just players, because that would be like, you would need to provide like evidence for that. Because it's a pretty big thing. 14 nerfs in a row every week almost. That just does not happen normally with just players complaining.
Yep.
Like, if you could do that, you could do that with anybody at that rate. Any character would be broken. We would probably have a Bastion rework, but that's not what's happening. So, and also with the super jump, it really is not as easy as you think it is, because you got to be very precise on the timing. You can't just run up to somebody. I was practicing it. You have to crouch, Guardian Angel, press it at like very timed frame. You can't just go up to a person, do it repeatedly.
It's a 6-frame window.
Well,
I
find it extremely easy to do, but maybe that's just because I'm used to like doom fist bouncing, because it's the same sort of skill set.
I think I know why I can't get. I think I know why I can't do it. It's because I've basically changed. If I just hold or tap Guardian Angel and let go, it stops immediately when I let go.
Yeah, you can't do that. Turn on your toggle crouch, and you have to hold Guardian Angel down as well. You have to have both those held. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to have both those held.
I just have it so whenever I look at ally and hold it, it immediately snaps to them, instead of where I just have to tap it, and it's really unresponsive with the default Guardian Angel. That's why I have it modified.
The way you can tell if you're doing it is if you're sliding on the ground. If you're not getting that slide and you're just getting the normal dash, and you press A to jump, it'll just give you the momentum boost, which is nice, because the momentum slow at the end can really screw you over.
Yeah, you have to be really careful with that. The jump is really nice though when it does work. Like, it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it requires a lot of practice. It's kind of like the most comparable thing I could get it to is like Widow using her hook and like trick shotting with that. Like, you can't just do that like at the first thing. You have to practice it and do it over and over and over. So I think that's fine.
To quote
if you jump up and a Widow sees you, you're gonna get fucking domed.
It's risky. To quote our favorite streamer XQC, fucking trash.
Oof.
Because you're separated from the team like that.
You see what she's doing? No.
Fucking trash.
It depends on the game sense and the situation for her hero moment. If you have developed your skills in Overwatch, you'll know how to properly use Mercy to get your hero moment.
I mean, yeah. It is. You will feel like you have more impact the more you get better at her, but like, I feel like that almost defeats the point, because it's supposed to be a game, and if you can't like get on the hero and at least like feel like you're able to do something, even just as a beginner, I feel like there's something wrong there. It's you want a hero to feel, at least you want to feel like you're at least like somewhat competent, or like understand the character, or like feel like you're doing something no matter how good you are at the character, right?
I have 2 more points as well.
Can I quote someone?
Other people said.
Someone very wise.
Yeah, sure.
Can I do the 2 other points?
If your game isn't fun, why bother?
Yeah, exactly.
I was literally just about to send this.
But with the casual versus competitive, that's a that's a really touchy area because you can't have a game competitive or casual or that. It's impossible. You have to have.
To answer one thing that Astro said, no, I think it was Zero. It wasn't. They didn't nerf her because of the player base. No. They nerfed her because of the Overwatch League, the pro players.
Well, somewhat, but
That's really all they listen to from
I don't think
my
it was
perspective
just
anyway.
but I mean,
They don't just nerf.
Supports are supposed to feel like you're enabling your team. That's what the concept of supports are.
yeah, but it's indirect, right? Like you as a player, you want to feel like you're the one doing something. You know, it's a, you know, the whole thing with Mercy originally was, oh, I can get in there and I can have a direct impact by using my ultimate. But now, basically, it comes down to I hold this beam down on a target, and depending on, you know, if I have the beam there at the right time, my teammates can do things. And while I understand that that's what a support is supposed to do, a support also is supposed to feel directly like invested in the fight, instead of, you know, kind of being the one who's sitting kind of on the sidelines, more or less sort of like cheering you on with their abilities.
It's her damage boost and guardian angel that you use to feel like you're doing something and to get away from an enemy. You boost your teammate for a kill, of course. You're forgetting the mid-fight res. I don't know what you want, unless to feel like dropping a tactical nuke or something.
It's...
What's this? Oh, sorry.
Could I say my other point now?
Yeah.
With her Valk healing everybody, that's pretty normal in games when you have an ability like where you go from single target. That, like, I don't know what you were doing with that point where it's like she's supposed to be a single healer and her ult heals everybody. Like, that's normal. You could look at a bunch of other games that have healers,
but
if you have an ability, it expands it.
But this is the point, like, it's not like Valkyrie heals everybody. Yes, it heals, but like, it takes off. Like, she is a solo target healer. Like, if the main target had a better healing per second, it would be okay. But every single target receives the same healing. Like, this is something that is weird in her kit, you know. This is something that Valkyrie takes off, you know. This is something that I like, the idea of an ultimate that improves your kit, but it's weird in this way, you know.
I don't understand but because you keep reverting back to the single target and how she's supposed to be a single target. One ability does not justify the entire kit. Like, just because you have that for like 20 seconds, she's still a single target at base. Yeah, but her ult, like, do you want that to be like a single target and just heal more? Like,
no, again, I mean, like,
I
it's
would.
her identity. Like, if she received like the main target receives healing, all right, that's great. But like, if she is just like everybody here receives the same amount of healing, and I just have one target that just splashes, it's like, it's weird, you know. It's not the same thing.
I understand that.
It mostly just feels like. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, you say like single target like heals, like with that should be her thing, but with Valkyrie it defeats the purpose. I kind of feel like that's the same thing with Manxrider. You're like 5 teammates down, let me just fly and res them all. You're basically healing them to full health. It's like a burst heal. So if
it's an instant recover.
Yeah, but if she's meant to be like a single target healer, she wasn't that in the past either.
Yeah, that kind of put the hole in.
Well, but that's considered like multi-target utility. It's not healing per se.
Well, you're dead and you go to full health, and that changes a team fight way more than healing everybody. So I'd say it's better.
It is better, yeah, in many ways.
I don't know though, but I feel like
plus
Valkyrie, I feel like Valkyrie is one of them ults that is just so it's one of them ults you can use differently every time. Like, it's to me, it's like a word coalescence. You can use it to heal a team. You can use it to do both. You could use it.
It's situational.
To save
with
yourself.
damaging.
You could use. There's so many things you can use it for. I've used it genuinely. I've gone like, hey guys, I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna use my Valkyrie. I'm gonna go and kill that Widow and Pharah. Genuinely done it. Maybe I shouldn't have, but it's one of them ults that you can kind of use in different ways and get away with things. Like, there's been so many times where I'll hit scans and our divas struggle to dive this Widow, and I've just been like, right, I'm Mercy, got my ult, let's pop my Valkyrie, find this Widow, gun her down. She's not killing my Anna anymore. Let me get back on point. Oh, my Ryan needs a little heal. Let me top him up a little bit. Oh, okay. Where it's a 5v5 or something. I'll start damage boosting so we can turn the tide of the fight. And then my Valkyrie is about to run out, so I'll quickly float back up to team's Hanzo or something, which enabled me to get up to that high ground so I can do a res on Hanzo. You know what I mean? It's one of them ults. It's like it's just.
It's situational.
Yeah, it's.
I think it's like it's constant. The thing about Valkyrie is the constancy that you use the ult, right? Because it charges quickly.
It does. They nerfed it in the past, and everybody thought that was, but it's not that.
No, it was because they nerfed her healing, and it was horrible. And then they buffed because they decreased the charge required to Valkyrie.
It also
they increased and then decreased. Yeah, now it's 15.
They increased the ult. It was 50, 55, turned to 16.
The point about ults being situational, like a lot of ults are situational. They're like a Reaper ult.
But hers is really different because she has many different ways.
Reaper ult works exactly like Mercy's mass res, though.
Yeah.
I would say that.
According to the people that say that she hides.
But there's a lot of ults what are quite situational that you're just praying that people like group up and you know.
Well,
and
all
you've got to pray that. Like
my view
on use to now.
Well, all of them are situational, but Mercy's, it's situational differently because there's so many different options you can do. Like with Reapers, it's situational because you have to go behind them and make sure you're going to actually get somebody, not get stunned. So you have to bait Briggs and bait McCree's first. So, like with Mercy's, you can damage boost, you can heal, you can go chase down a Widow. So it's an entirely different concept with more possibility.
My view on Valkyrie is the multi-heal thing. It's cool, just it doesn't really. It feels incredibly tacked on, in my opinion. It doesn't really look like there was really much thought put into it. Oh, she can do one. She can heal one person. What can we make her more impactful for with her ultimate? Oh, we can do multiple. And the second thing I just brought up, thought I should bring up because of. I just remembered when you're talking about Reaper, is someone, a friend I have, brought this up to me saying, this was ages ago, so they can't do this now at all, but do you remember when Reaper was able to pick up souls when he killed people?
Who is this intended towards?
Yeah.
So the idea that my friend gave to me, Maddie on Twitter, she said to me that if Reaper eats any of these souls, that should mean Mercy can't resurrect them. That would make Reaper a counter to mass res.
You know how weak Reaper was? Reaper was so bad when he had that.
Yeah, but it would have.
You had to walk around. Yeah, it would have worked, but it would not work in today's game.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's
he
why
would
I
be
said
a massive.
Before. That's why I'm saying it doesn't work anymore. I'm just saying that it's something that they could have done.
I'm really curious, so to ask, like, what do people normally play with? Because I normally play with a group of friends or an LFG. That's how I prefer the game.
No, I'm usually just solo.
I'm solo too. I don't have any friends to play with.
I usually play 50-50.
Trust me, it's a whole different game.
Well, I know it is.
To group
oh, it is.
And like, I
just don't have the friends to do it consistently.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm online all the time.
Like Mercy damage boost in a group, you can fucking end everyone. It feels like the best all of the game.
It's true.
If you're the enemy.
If you know your McCree can have, like, I know, let's 50% accuracy-ish, and you've got like a Junkrat who's gonna burn that shield down, or even like if my friend's damage boosted me and I've been Symmetra with my beam level 3, just melting the Rhine shield in like seconds, that ult can just end a team fight in seconds. And I've watched replays back, and like our whole team just destroying them. But my friend's like, she plays Mercy, she's called Zoe, and she sometimes heals way too much in her Valks, and that Valk will just be completely useless. We won't get anything out of that fight, we'll just get wiped and we'll have to, reset. So, I don't know, I do believe she should have some kind of healing and it'd be more useful. But then again, I'm like, we've got Moira and Anna now. The game back in the day was different when we had Mercy as the only main healer. That was her job to, she was the single target healer. We've got Anna now, who's healing more and can dish out a nano boost to save a teammate or do like a Genji blade. We've got Moira with who's more group.
She has best healing.
You just spray everyone down with I think it goes to 140 heals with the orb and.
Oh my god, it's so much.
It's 80 and then 50 on orb. I think it's 50. And then she has a residual heal 14.5. Here, I can check it here.
She got Mercy, who can just damage boost, get someone's ult quickly. You might think of the many times that you've had a Reinhardt Mercy, hey, can you damage boost me while I fire strike the door or something? And they get to 50% ult charge. She's just put them way ahead of the enemy team. So then that's an extra Earth Shatter or something. Then you've got Symmetras, they could. I remember back in the day, Mercy's damage boosting with Symmetra orbs. I'm just throwing them through the shield.
Oh my god, those were terrible.
Yeah, she has 120 damage.
She could set people up for she helps out with
murder.
I'm just getting flashbacks of Symmetra's infinite shield generators. Those were fun.
Oh.
Did I hear Symmetra's infinite generator shoot?
Yes.
She is generated online. Defense matrix established.
Just kind of responding to the idea of we have Mercy and Moira now. Though, don't you think it's a little concerning that we have, Ana and Moira now? Where it's don't you think it's a little bit concerning that Ana has practically infinite range, heals more than Mercy, has way more utility than Mercy, and has and can do more damage and so on and so forth.
For the healing, healing part, not really on the range because she requires pinpoint accuracy or a general area around the target.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean, right? It's I don't see how. That's the issue, right? Because it's Ana almost just kind of outclasses Mercy almost kind of by just the nature of Ana's kit. As long as her healing darts are doing that much healing, and she has the utility and the range to go with it, it doesn't seem there's much reason to run a Mercy. And that's what I've found. That's what I found in my games, anyways.
I think Mercy would be
a point.
That's usually what happens when you try to balance the game over trying to add a new hero to fix the other.
I think this is the point. Mercy has a lot of mobility. She is really better when compared to Ana. If the enemy has a dive comp or a dive person, a dive player, just focusing the Ana because she can't do anything. If a dive character focus Mercy, she can just fly away and she still keeps healing while she's doing that. Ana can't do anything. What Ana's body can heal? Nothing. But Mercy's alive, still heal 50 per second if she's not in Valkyrie. Mercy has better mobility, and this is what Mercy excels at. But I still think that her healing is not that good and should receive a small buff.
That's the thing, right? It's in my own games, what I've found is that Mercy's healing is more or less negligible in many situations. It's like, it's almost like Zen, where you're just sitting there like, this isn't gonna do me any good.
Yeah, 30 healing per second on Zen.
It just
He's meant more for squishy.
That depends. That depends. Yeah, that depends on the target. Like, if the target's like a tracer, 50 healing is okay. It's perfectly fine. If it's a Pharah, 50 healing, it's okay for her. But like for a Reinhardt, 50 healing is just so low. It's just so bad. That's why I think like her healing should be 40 plus 5%. I already like
percentage
said that a
based
million times. Because like this would be extremely good to a Pharah that still would receive 50 per second, and would be extremely good for a Reinhardt that would receive 65 per second. For a Zarya that would receive 60.
65 would be too much.
I mean, 65 would be too much, yeah, as like default, but
that's
I just
15 increase is pretty
I don't
low.
think so, because like if you think about it.
Oh, I thought you meant as default. Sorry,
if you like,
not in percentage.
It's in a tank, and like Reinhardt is a big target. He is constantly focused. It's just like 70 healing in a Roadhog. Like it seems like a lot, but imagine the amount of damage that a Roadhog can receive. Like he still can die easily, and Moira heals 80 with her healing spray. You know,
yeah,
and
she
people
does.
doesn't complain about it.
She has healing, and then she has 65, I think it was. I mean,
65 off over.
Yeah, over
after
4 seconds, and then the orb also does 75 healing for 4 seconds on a single target,
so,
obviously.
Like,
so
I have conscious that like Mercy's healing doesn't waste resources differently from Anna, that is Anna and Baptiste, that is bullets, and Moira, that is like these resource meter.
But yeah, she can hold her healing for 9 seconds. The resource meter isn't even like a problem. Like that is.
Well, yeah, that's sort of the other thing, right? Where it's like the amount of I always make this comparison, right? Where it's like the healing that Mercy does is the healing equivalent of a Junkrat who has gold damage and 1 elim, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much healing you are putting out over time if on the moment to moment basis the healing output isn't high enough to change an outcome, right? And I understand that under certain circumstances it can be, but in most circumstances there's way too much damage coming through to be sitting there with the healing beam up and be expecting, really much of anything to happen in terms of survivability. Like
depending on who's shooting, that's really depending. Like if you have a Roadhog
and who is being the target, like
if you have like since it's 50 healing, that means usually almost any target. Like it would be a little hard. Like you would pretty much be balancing it out with most people. So you would need like a guaranteed 2 people almost to kill like a Roadhog. Like you would, even if he wasn't healing, if he was just being healed through Mercy, you would still need 2 people more than likely, because 50 damage per second, that would be about most characters.
It's like, I mean, like my
This is not right. The average DPS does over 120 damage per second. You're dead.
120 damage per second.
Yes.
Are you averaging all the DPSs through that, or are you going through each individual one and comparing them?
Well, it gets a lot worse if you go through each individual one. I'm sorry. Speak, please.
It's alright. Don't worry. Carry on.
No, please, go ahead. I'm just going to make the point that the DPS deal way more fucking damage than anybody gives it credit for. Like, Symmetra at level 3 is 195. Pharah's about 100.
That's not comparable, though. That's a charge base.
Yeah, and McCree
and that's very situational. Like, I said most DPS can't do that. If I have a level 3's turret thing, then yes, that is going to. But if I have, or if I have a Junkrat, I'm obviously probably going to be doing more than that. Because what does he do now? Like 140, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, so... Like,
but
how much just sold you?
But I mean, that's sort of my point, right? It's like the healing it's almost like she's an out of combat healer in many ways, because it's like unless you're like not in direct combat, her healing doesn't feel like it's going to do anything.
You can definitely solo heal with Mercy. It's just that the ranks where people say that Mercy is trash is where they take unnecessary damage.
Okay, but basically then what you're saying is this character is only good when your teammates are high-ranked and competent, which is
incredibly
bad design. It's very bad design.
So what you're saying that her healing is worth? It's like Bastion's healing. You don't use it mid-fight because learning it on in middle of a fucking war is basically asking.
Well, that's different. That's self-heal.
When the battle is over, no one's attacking you. You pull out the thing. You heal yourself back to full happy. So that is what you're saying.
That's yourself.
Mercy has become right now is an off healer, and that is a friggin' pro.
Well, yeah, she is an off
for
healer
her
in
damage
many ways.
boosts.
Yeah.
I like
That's
to
my
think
opinion.
about like Mercy and Moira can be like both main healers and off healers depending the situation, because Mercy has this thing of pocketing that none other healer can do properly, but Mercy can. And Moira can actually be a DPS in the right circumstances. So like I think like depending on the way, like it might work, you know.
There are different heroes for different ranks. Look at Reaper before Goats got nerfed. No one played him outside of High Plat.
Okay, then why do these heroes even exist? Like,
because you can't have everybody be in the meta in high rank. Like,
yes, but
that's ridiculous point there.
But it's like
you can't have every character but playable in higher ranks. That's an unreasonable expectation.
No, it's not.
Yes.
It's every hero needs to be viable at least 50% of the time.
Can you name a game like Overwatch that every single hero is viable?
I'm going
in
to
like every single.
What kind of game looks like Overwatch?
Well, yeah, that's the issue.
Shooter, like a first-person shooter, like Paladins would be a comparable one. Like, there's one right there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the issue is that with games like Overwatch, they tend to basically say, all right, this character is going to be good, 60% of the time. This character is going to be good 20% of the time, and it's just like that doesn't work when you take into account that people want to play their characters. It's just it's the same issue as saying like, oh, Bastion is only good until you get to like Plat. It's like, okay,
it's
then
like
there's a problem with Bastion.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
there's a problem with the design.
I mean, Hanzo, Widow are popular in high rank play because all people are usually good with them.
But yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like it's one thing.
But it's not like you can't play in silver. You can still get headshots, kill people. It's like way harder.
It's more consistency, yeah. But what?
I was gonna say like moved on quite a while ago, but someone was making a point that there's a certain amount of DPS. You got to consider that people have different accuracy. Like just because Symmetra or whoever can do like 200 damage per second doesn't mean they're technically gonna hit that. You could have this Symmetra who has 30% accuracy at 195 damage per second. That's 30% that damage is actually going on to that target, because they might not be able to aim very well with the beam. The higher up the ranks you go, the harder it will be to evade that kind of damage, because people like get better aiming. But that's where you as a player will start learning game sense. Like if there's a Symmetra on level 3 beam like right next to me, I'm not gonna like res near her.
Oh god, no.
If I see my
I wouldn't
teammate,
res next to her regardless.
If I see my
I usually do it because why not?
If I see my teammate taking damage, I will call Zarya. Like, Zarya, hey, could you quickly bubble? Like, bubble, Hanzo or whoever. I feel like people kind of put too much pressure on Mercy to do the healing when it is a whole team that needs to protect each other. Another thing was brought up. Mercy doesn't have enough healing as Moira. Gotta remember that Mercy has more mobility. And another thing is that Mercy also, like, not just
I don't think
having
anybody
healing,
brought up that.
she has a way to work around anti-nade, and you may be like, what are you on about? She has other options of damage boosting during anti-nade. If someone, like, if let's say we're all grouped up on a point and Sombra EMPs and chucks and Anna chucks an anti-nade at us, like, Moira is fucking useless. She can't.
All you can do is just damage
Like,
boost.
anti-nade.
Moira cleanses herself when she fades.
Yeah, everybody.
She can't heal anyone.
But she can't do anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just.
So this is Moira's problem. Like her
If
utility.
someone
But
has
no,
the
not really.
option of damage boost. With someone like
Anti-nade
Mercy, she has
is-
the option of damage boost, which is still support, and the role does say support, not healer.
Well,
Anna has the ability to, like, damage properly, like actually kill people, unlike Mercy and Moira, who just kind of like tickle the enemy. I
But yes,
know, I just
but-
feel like also you got to consider like with Anna,
Doesn't
whatever
Mora
his
do
name
it?
is.
But that's
One
sort
thing,
of.
I actually wanted to say it takes a whole lot of months, maybe even a year, for Blizzard to create one character.
Yeah, this is what Neko said.
And then what happens? This character only is one out of hundreds, thousands of games.
Okay, what does
That
this
is
have to do with
literally
Mercy?
taking all of that power, all of that design, story balancing, throwing in the trash.
Okay.
That's basically another reason why they shouldn't be making new heroes, in my opinion.
I kind of have this
And it
opinion
becomes
in my
stale.
head, though, that I feel like as a Mercy, like, this is like Bastion to me is just basically unplayable. But
Yeah.
with someone like Mercy,
Yes.
you've got like people out here with like Neandra, Animetic, Luminum, Hoshi, all of these people showing us like
Queens.
you can manage it. You just have to change the way you think about her. Mercy
Are those pro
is not-
players?
That's sort of the issue, though. It's
Yeah, but
like
they're higher rank players, but you. The thing is with Mercy is that she's not like she's a healer, but she's not a healer. It's like
that's the
Lucio
issue.
Speed,
She's
the
a main
higher
healer,
ranks
but she
you
doesn't
go, the
main
more-
heal.
Yeah, but the higher ranks you go is like
I wouldn't
Paragon,
consider her an
Lucio.
off healer.
The more
Like-
you use speed, the more you get your ult to engage and like stop other enemy ults. With someone like Mercy, the higher up the ranks you go, there's more damage boosting, there's safer reses. When I'm like communicating with your Zarya, your Diva, like the amount of times I've been like, hey Diva, can you like hop behind me and defense matrix me while I res? If it's an unsafe res, Diva will do that with me, we'll get a res, we'll be able to bring whoever back into the fight. So
Well, yeah,
nah.
but I mean,
Does Lucio get ult when he speed boosts?
no. But I mean,
no, he
Okay,
doesn't,
I was
but
gonna
he's
be like, I
damaging-
didn't
he's
know.
damaging
I
as
mean,
well.
but the issue with that, right, is like, sure, that happens at higher ranks, but 80% of the player base is platinum and below, and so
Yeah, but Astro, like, that doesn't matter.
Really?
That's the
yeah,
fight.
it does.
It
It
does
It matters
matters
massively.
They make up the majority
It needs
of
to be
the
fun.
player base. Yeah.
Rank
Kind of.
is really questionable.
If you're determined to climb, though, and I genuinely believe this, if you genuinely want to climb, you need to find like people to play the game with and people who will work with you. It's how life is, like, in general. It's
That's
just,
impossible.
You know
for
how
me
you
to
gotta
find.
find people
difficult
who will
that
work
But I mean-
with you, and like I know it is difficult, definitely, but like even like using Twitter or something, you could like.
I
find
used to
play
have
with.
people to play with before,
I don't
but
have
now
no
I just have
people.
zero because they just moved to other games.
Yeah,
I
I
would
mean,
play Symmetra in different LFG groups, and people, I'll be like, hey, can you damage boost me, Mercy? While, like, you know, push in, and like, Reinhardt, can you hold up the shield? You know what I mean? People just not fucking listen. It's like,
But I mean, that's
basically my
that's
experience
exactly
with
it.
and having people who will listen to you, like, find
Sure.
Like,
Well, yeah, but
some of
most
my
people
friends don't
can't
play
do
the game.
that. You have to remember that you have to design this game to be accessible to the general player base.
Especially
Yeah,
if you're in the
like I
European
was saying
servers.
earlier, can't have competitive and casual in one. You can't have.
Well, you can, but the way you have to do it is you have to balance it for competitive, but design it to be fun for casual.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can't just have it as one group.
It's
You
even
can
hard
have
to
a
play
split
it.
of both.
It's even harder to play it in European servers though because there's
There's language barriers. Yeah.
And like
It's even
I played
worse.
MMOs. I
But it's
played
like-
What you
MMOs and I
said,
played the game
Astro,
for.
is questionable. I don't think it's possible to have a game that is both fun to casuals and great to
It
competitive.
isn't.
I mean, it is. It is. That's what Dota does.
Not to everybody, but to the general, like,
Player base.
75% or so,
Yeah.
yes.
It's what Dota
Because
does.
if
It
you
works.
made a game all competitive, if you made a game all competitive,
It'd be boring.
I know what
Nobody would play
I know
your
what Blizzard did. Blizzard
But I
just
think it's
Blizzard just made this game to be incredibly casual friendly at the start, and then right when it was getting older, they just started to become okay. This is just a competitive game now.
Exactly. Way back in 2016, the main draw of Overwatch was that it was seen as this shooter that anyone can play, no matter what their background, representation, history, etc. was. Like it was pretty much one of the reasons as to why it was designed to look so colorful and cartoony from what I understand, to draw casuals in, not just hardcore players. This whole shift of them into trying to make it exclusively competitive is really awkward in my opinion. It all just seems so rushed. They could have waited a few more years, I think, once the base game in general was a bit more developed.
Well, I mean, there is that, but I mean, going to specifically Mercy, it's like the game, the hero still needs to be fun and useful.
Yeah.
No matter how much you want to climb, or no matter what you want to do, because
that's what Max was saying. Max was saying that at the low elo you can't die, and then as you rank up as a Mercy player, you learn to do all those tricks. Like,
well, yeah,
you know,
but it still doesn't feel
The
good.
kind of thing I don't understand though.
You
is
can't.
I don't like. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but if you don't find the character fun, find another character that suits you, or even find another game. And I know that sounds really.
That's what I've been doing,
but
basically.
I've had that feeling. Like I
Just stop playing Bastion
play
overhead.
Paladins.
Well, if I may add on this as well, I'm sure many of us have found much better games to play and have played other heroes. But what some may have said, I don't think that solves the problem though. The issue is not that the game isn't for those players, the issue I think, is that it was changed in such a way, that it no longer appeals to them. In the end, it's ultimately up to Blizzard in terms of whether or not they want to appeal to their consumers. And also ultimately, if they can't keep them wanting to come back, they will leave. We can of course debate on whether or not we do that, but I believe that doesn't invalidate the many genuine concerns many players have with the game and heroes like Mercy. Legitimate complaints that I feel need to be addressed, and it's always good to have a difference in views. So while I of course respect that opinion, we may share a difference in view there, which is totally fine. I'm a huge advocate of people being willing to voice their thoughts about the state of the game. As paying customers, we all have every right to not be happy about their product and call them out on it, as are the fanboys who feel like Blizzard can do no wrong. But as it stands right now, the drop in Blizzard stocks right now and all the controversy surrounding their games, the firing of hundreds of their employees to give their CEOs a raise, and then posting job openings for those positions only months later, and the corrupt upper management is not what I would say is due to people being complacent with the way things are. Gamers have been walked over for years and they have only been taken advantage of. I think it's time to start speaking up.
I used to play Paladins for Overwatch. I used to like the flanker heroes.
Yeah.
I thought I
Same.
enjoyed them. I didn't. I went to heals. I didn't like it. I had Overwatch. I was like, you know, I'm going to try this out. And I was like, yeah, this is for me. I like Mercy's playstyle. Of course, I still love Ying from Paladins, Queen. I really want Echo to be similar to her. But
Oh my god,
that's
me
praying.
too.
But yeah, I found different games. I used to love Siege. Now I don't like it. I realized it's not the right thing for me. And I'm not saying that, if you don't enjoy the game, don't play the game. Obviously, we want to advocate and try and encourage Blizzard to.
I mean, you
make it more
basically
fun.
did say that. You basically
Well, no,
did
I
how you
mean,
said.
like, if
You literally
you've gotta-
basically
you've-
did.
Hold on a minute. You've got to like explore other options and realize if it is.
Somebody
something
play
you
it back.
do, like, genuinely, no, but genuinely, I went to play Elder Scrolls after Overwatch. I was like, fuck this shit. I can't be asked with Overwatch. But it's like
But
Elder
if you-
Scrolls.
Did you-
realize how bad teamwork was? No one listens to you. I played healer in that game. If your team did not do any DPS, you're literally
You're
healing for an
fucking
hour
screwed.
on a boss fight, and no one will help you.
In
You'll just say,
Paladins,
hey,
I'd
would
say
you be able to?
All right, keep it on.
You'll say,
Keep it on
"Hey, can
Overwatch.
you
Keep it on
stay-"
Overwatch.
Sorry, you'll say like, hey, can you work with me? And they'll just shout at you. And it's similar to Overwatch. And then I went back to Overwatch, appreciating it more. People.
Astro, what the fuck is that noise?
Like people
What
listened,
noise?
etc. And it was more fun.
Uh,
And it kinda made me
Can I say
appreciate
this,
the game
please?
more.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Because ever since like 2018, I just got incredibly tired of how the game was and how the devs were. So all I really do now is just moderately comment on the state of the game and then occasionally come back to it, hoping that I actually have people to play with. Because that's the thing. If I'm not happy with how the game is, it doesn't really deserve my attention or time in the game. So I just play something else and then hope that it gets better.
And that's sort of the issue, right? Because it's like,
and especially now, since I have every single unlockable thing in the game, I'm a collector. So the type of games that I like to play is just if I have everything in the game already, I'm done with the game. There's no reason to play the game anymore. So
Like if
now
you
that I
played
have
Skyrim.
I moved on to Warframe and Minecraft. That's what I did when I got tired.
But if I have everything in the hero gallery, then what's the point in me playing anymore? Oh, to get better? Well, I've put in over 5,000 hours into the game, and I don't feel like I'm improving at all, and I don't really feel the need to improve anyway. And with comp being an absolute terrible place, I just can't be bothered to really have a reason to play the game anymore. I'm at Diamond Portrait also, so no one to play with, nothing to earn. Why should I play this anymore?
I mean,
Well,
that's sort of
This is where
that's
I
sort of the
think
issue.
that, I think Overwatch.
That's what I wanted to
I
say.
just wanted to say one last thing on this thing. It's a thing I already said before. You said you play for collectibles, but then you got everything. Why should I play this game? And it's a simple question: to have fun. If you play the game just for the collectibles,
Yeah, that's the point. And I'm not
Well,
having
that
fun
is
anymore.
the part of the
People-
fun. That collecting is the fun for him.
But the fun is, I like this character. I like messing with this character. This is
This varies from
It
people
wasn't
to
like
person
that,
to
but
person. Because
it
some
was just
people like
fine.
to be completionists and just get every single achievement and stuff. Like, I like that. But, if there isn't anything more to do, like, why should I play it? I understand this point. This is why I think, like, if we had a story mode, I think we could do a whole new stuff, in this story mode. And I must say that if we had a story mode, I truly wouldn't play comp anymore. Never, because like, why would I? I prefer like lore stuff. I prefer to know about the character's story and something like that. I don't enjoy that much to stress myself over a video game because people think I should play like this and not like I am playing, just because I am. Like, if I can just have fun playing casually in a way that I am the only one that's going to be truly playing it, okay, it's up to me. Like, I prefer a story mode than a comp, but people prefer comp, and it's okay.
Okay, so Marvel, what is it? What is it that Caliber said exactly? What? I honestly don't remember.
I have one more thing to bring up.
Okay, go ahead.
Doing it really quickly because it doesn't have a lot to relating to, but I've already went through all of this type of discussions on my Twitter yet again. But the issue with the cosmetic stuff is just every single year they've been starting to add less and less and less items. So because of that, I then have even less interest to play the game whenever there's an event coming back on. And the fact that because of them adding even less items, it inflates my credit count even more, and I have nothing to spend that credit count on. I already have 85,000 credits that I can't spend on a single item. It just makes me feel like all I'm doing is just getting loot boxes, getting the duplicates, then it just gets me even more money to never spend on anything.
Okay, so
what is the point?
So basically, okay, so
In Blizzard's
so
no, but in Blizzard's defense, though, if, like, you wanted more cosmetics, like, I do appreciate that. That, you know, that's fair enough. But if they made loads and loads of cosmetics and they're pumping them out, like, we've got like Lifeguard Mercy, Lifeguard Symmetra, we've got like loads and loads and loads of things. They're gonna run out of ideas, so it's gonna run out in the long run.
That's the thing, though. What I'm seeing right now is that they've already run out of ideas from what I can see.
But they are.
I don't think he just.
But like, they're
guys, this isn't about cosmetics. This is supposed to be.
That's
about
what I
Mercy.
mean. That's why I wanted to just randomly bring it up, and that's because that's why I said it was not really a lot relating to
I
it.
see that, but you know what I mean. Like, if they pumped out cosmetics, like load, like I don't know, like 20, 30 per update. I know the game's lifespan will just be shortened more.
I don't think he wants like that many cosmetics.
I don't want that many.
Guys,
We have been in this one for so
Need to stop talking about
Guys.
this. I only wanted to bring it up, and that's it.
Yeah, just stop talking about this. We're talking about Mercy.
Point.
But okay, so I'm so lost. Where the fuck? It's been 20 minutes since we last actually talked about Mercy.
We were like the last thing we were talking about is basically her impact.
Oh, her impact, yeah. So basically, it's like, you know, it shouldn't matter what rank you're at. Like, the character still needs to feel like you're being effective and fun. And even if you, like, they change the character, the worst thing that you can do when you change a character is to alienate the people who are already playing the character. And the fact that, you know, you basically, you know, it's still unacceptable to say, well, if you don't like her anymore, just play another hero. Because that's still the character that people connect with. And if you're trying to, if you're expecting people to change their mindset to play a different character just because the character they like has been changed to the point where they don't enjoy playing them, you know, the same anymore, there's an issue. That's
basically my entire issue with the game's balancing anyway. All of my heroes have been changed to the point where I don't like them anymore.
But with that point though, you said the higher the ranks you go up as Mercy, the weaker she gets. But think of a bronze player playing Anna. That bronze player...
Oh my god, please no.
You know what I mean? They're gonna not be able to aim very well, they're gonna miss their sleep darts, anti-nades probably don't know how to use it very well, they'll use it for self-healing. They'll probably not get nano that quickly, and if they get their nano, they can nano another bronze Genji, who's not very good at using
This is torture.
Effective.
It's either that or just the constant system failing to place them in the correct place.
Hold on, but if you want the character to be effective at all ranks, it kind of works both ways, and you know what I mean? You don't hop on Anna at bronze and start annihilating. That's why Mercy's kind of like a warm-up. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
it's got to be characters at all different skill levels and ceilings.
Well, yes, but
that's the issue with it, though.
Skill levels don't affect the character placement in the rank.
That would just make Mercy a training hero, and that's it. She's gone forever.
That's it. That's exactly the issue. If you want to play Mercy, if you want to connect with Mercy and play Mercy, you should be able to play Mercy. Like, it's
basically like the tutorial of Overwatch that no one... You know where you're Soldier 76 and you're shooting all the targets?
So
basically, just imagine that tutorial level, but with Mercy, and you never get to play as her outside of that tutorial. That's what it's like.
Then we've got people like Animatic and Neandra proving that.
I wouldn't say characters get.
I'm just saying with what you're saying.
Can I say something?
But as well, though, you like
about
you can't
this,
just like you can one trick, fair enough. But I one trick Symmetra in season 13. It only got me so far. You got to be able to play different characters. Like obviously,
It can
don't
get
have
you to
abandon
diamond.
Mercy
Yeah,
and
but
never
still.
play her.
It's just incentivizing you
But,
to
like,
not play your
You've got to
character.
be able
Exactly.
to switch between, but then you say you don't get to play your character, but then there's so many other characters you need to be able to switch.
Yeah,
to
I
and
understand
change
that.
to
That's why I
But
play
you have
every.
your
That's the
character.
issue, though. Like
The
they
thing
they
with
because
the
of them
game
changing all
is
the
it's
characters.
designed.
Because of them changing all the characters that I play, I just play every single character now.
But
Because
it's
all they
designed
do is
like
just
one
change the
trick-
characters that I care about.
But it's
One
designed
trick
like
character
that.
that I choose
The whole
instantly
point of the game
gets
though is to
reworked
be able.
or nerfed. And so what do I do? I literally
Why should
became
I?
the definition of a flex play.
Why should I even care about the character anymore if they're just gonna
this game?
redo it
Every
constantly?
Can I
Like-
say something about this? Like, Mercy has less impact when you get to higher ranks. Like, this kinda makes sense to her healing, but when we think about her damage boost and res, I think they get
Yeah,
more value
it's different. Yes.
when you are in higher levels, because you know that your team is going to hit more shots, your team is going to make better use of that res than lower skill players. Like,
Yes. But the issue is that Mercy's
know-
still a healer. She's not
yes,
even
I know,
utility.
but this is like,
Yeah,
but this is like, I think that Mercy is like, in the beginning, like the lower ranks, she's too much like, oh, we need healing, but in the higher ranks, we need like more utility. So I think this is what makes Mercy like stay stable at least a little in every single rank. At least now she's like a little stable.
You brought up the point that she's a healer, but I know it sounds
Oh,
bad,
God.
but like it's a support. Like the roles are called support, not healer.
You name me one
Well, yeah, but
support
it's
that
healer.
does not
You see
heal
what I
in some
mean?
way.
It's still healer.
Also, yeah,
It's
she's still a
literally
healer,
healer,
but
just
everyone-
as a different word.
but
Like
how-
off healer, they're all
Hold on.
supports.
But also, if let's say we made Mercy's healing like 70, we've all made the healing like similar. Why would you like all the characters will be similar? Like they'll be really similar. There'll be no point
Because they have different
playing
abilities
Mercy.
and play
Yeah.
But
styles.
there'll be no. But like if we let's say Mercy did 70, like 60, 65 healing per second.
Everybody would be fucking using her, I guarantee
Moira
it.
would be useless, and then we'd have the
Astro?
same.
No,
issue
she
with
wouldn't.
Moira. No, but Moira would
She
be
wouldn't
more.
be useless.
Yeah, but she in higher
Yeah,
ranks and
out.
In higher ranks, she's not even used that
Wow.
much, is she? Like,
yeah,
I don't think
exactly,
she used as
though.
much.
But then there'll just be more issues, and Mercy will be used more, and
Well, that's
you know what I
good.
mean?
Just
Like I
But
said-
then, if a character's being used more, another character's being
Oh,
used
wow.
less.
Here.
Oh,
Ah,
that's,
So,
Well, like,
for
what-
example, since Sombra's got stronger, Tracer's being used less.
I just wanted
So
to
that's
point
also-
out.
You can
That's
easily
fine.
invade Sombra if you.
I know
Easily
how
choice.
to how to balance the game. Just add Jetpack Doggo. That's all we need.
It's a
I
cat.
just
Yeah,
noticed.
point out.
I get what you were saying with every character being viable in higher tier comp, but like, how would you even do that, Astro? Like, how would you
How?
do that? 'Cause you'd have to do Mercy, you'd have to do Reaper. Like, how
Yeah.
would you make Reaper? He has so many counters.
Add
How would
utility,
you do
change,
No.
add
Movement
utility,
ability.
add
Give him
utility,
something better than
and
better
ch-
stuff.
and add
You
something.
would have
Add
to-
something where you have to gradually learn what to do as you get better, right? Because the
You-
issue,
You already do that with Reaper.
well, yes, but I mean, like, there's specific like abilities you need to learn. Like, it's more complex, and you know, that's sort of the issue with Mercy, right? Where it's like she's so
that's-
simple that, you know, sure, you know, it works at lower ranks, but it doesn't feel good at lower ranks. And when you get to higher ranks, sure, it feels better, but it's still not as good. It's
But you'd have to rework every single character to be viable in higher
Yeah.
comp. You do realize what you're saying with that. You'd have to
And
change
that's it.
so many characters.
well, yes, I do
Also,
realize
like,
that.
wait,
I do realize that.
And they're not going to do that. I can
don't-
safely say they're not going to do that.
Well, I'm not saying they have to
That's the thing,
change
like,
everything.
one-
What I'm saying is that with Mercy specifically, they need to change her in such a way where it just, regardless of the rank and regardless of people saying, oh, you know, you should learn to play another character or so on and so forth, you should be able to play the character and enjoy yourself and like feel like you're doing something. And right now,
I get that.
And right now,
I'm not arguing against that part. I'm just arguing against you just having everybody be in comp high rank as a viable option.
well, no, that
really
is something that they need to work on. Every character needs to at least have a place.
I'm saying it's impossible.
Wait a second.
Mercy's being played a lot at Overwatch League. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Max.
she's been played a lot with Anna and Mercy.
So has Reaper.
Reaper.
Oh my god,
But,
May is so
as I was
triggering.
gonna say though,
Everyone.
you made the point that you should be able to play whatever character you want. Which, yeah, fair enough. You know, I wish I could hop on Smash all the time, but with these off-meta heroes though, yeah, it's irritating that off-meta, we wish our hero could be in the spotlight or more often, etc. But just because they're off-meta doesn't mean they're not playable. Like Mercy, have you played the Glass Cannon comp where you have 4 DPS?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
that requires heavy management.
I've done it before.
If you have good management.
Them. But with characters like Symmetra, like Farah's been pretty weak recently. Like with all the head scans like Ash and that.
Her mic, I think, is broken.
You've got Tracer running around. Like I barely ever see her. I think I see her once every 100 games. Like there's so many characters that are pretty useless.
But that's what's so irresponsible from Blizzard.
No, but there's people saying that
all Blizzard do is just add new. All Blizzard do is add new heroes, and they don't do
I haven't
anything.
finished my point. But that's kind of like a perception on them characters. Like if you ask any of my friends, like they'll go, "Hey, Symmetra's a fucking beast. Like we can like end people with her." Like, yeah, maybe I'm only in platinum. Fair enough, but at the end of the day, we're able to play that character and make it work, and we don't really struggle. We win quite a lot. We work around the team. We like connect with all the characters. It's just that a lot of people are playing like something like Ryan Zarya, which makes maybe like a Tracer.
That's heavy meta.
But that's, you know what I mean? But because a lot of people are playing these characters, that's making the characters that don't really work well with them.
That's called meta. You're explaining meta here.
Yeah,
there are a lot of compositions.
The issue with that though is just
people.
When go on.
But yeah, I'm saying if like we had like, for example, I fucking love D.Va and Symmetra to go for telebombs. But if we had more D.Vas around, because she's been pretty weak, like Symmetra and D.Va would like end everyone, and we would be able to have like a Rhine to shield the team, etc. And Mercy's really good with Symmetra. Like,
What about Symmetra, D.Va, and Sigma with his ult?
But that's what I mean though, because D.Va's less, like, not around as much. That makes Symmetra a bit weaker because she's not.
No, it doesn't make Symmetra weaker.
No,
the group combo, yes. The group combo lets Symmetra
effectiveness go down. You get what I mean? That's kind of similar with Mercy.
That's different than I can.
But if Mercy doesn't really have like the DPS to work with, it kind of makes her effectiveness go down.
Well, yeah, but that's the issue, right?
Yeah, but that is
the reliability.
I don't think it's Mercy's fault. I think.
Well, that's composition in general. It's if you have a Ryan Zarya and you have an Ana and that, you're gonna want other things over others.
Well, yeah, but of course.
It's because some characters combo with each other. It's not like the heroes.
Well, yes, but I know, but you don't want to have
interaction between them.
If you nerfed Risa, there would be
like what does Mercy combo with? Honestly, what does she combo?
Mercy's
really besides she would have to pocket.
Tracer, Genji. She's really
really good with dive. Combo with Pharah.
Mercy is good on dive because she has a lot of mobility. This is the point of Mercy.
She's better than Ana on dive due to her mobility.
if you nerfed Orisa, there would be less Bastions.
Aren't they?
and Frogs.
Are
There's
they
not many
nerfing her?
Bastions.
Yes, they are.
But no,
Yeah, nerfing.
They're nerfing her already.
That's going to be so impactful, you know, guys. Not like she really didn't do much in the first place.
But
Yeah,
there'll be
right.
less
Orisa
hops. It's
enables
the
a
same
lot of
for
food.
Mercy. When Genji and Tracer and everyone was around and Dive Meta, Mercy was used more because she worked with that team comp. She had the mobility to go with them and get out. The problem is though is that the tanks and the DPSs have been taken
Where's that
away,
coming from?
and we've been replaced with Ryan's Aria
That
and
is
Hog.
Nick.
That Mercy's not as useful.
I mean, the
Unless
thing is,
she's used
though,
with Baptiste, which could be worked for damage boosting of Bastion, but that's pretty much it.
All right.
Well, that's his
I mean,
ult.
Mercy. I mean,
We're
Mercy can
guys,
combo with
we're
Farm.
going in circles. We have
There
one
Farm
more.
Mercy.
We have one more
Farm Mercy's
question.
a thing.
We have one more question.
Okay, let's go to last question.
Because we can go in circles about this till the end of time.
Yeah.
I was about to comment, yeah.
All right. So the last question is, how do you think the introduction of Sigma and Roll Q will impact Mercy and Bastion?
Should be just more.
It's even.
Let
What?
me,
It's gonna
answer
change
first.
the whole meta. Like
Well, I know, but I'm
Just
talking about
answer
those two heroes
first, then
specifically.
One at a time, please.
those two heroes, I don't think it's gonna affect them that much, to be honest. Like
is it
they don't combo that much.
Guys,
like,
guys.
Astro, can we do this one at a time, please?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Guys,
Sigma
Diva.
is more
Diva.
List.
what?
Eva.
List.
All right. Isaac, you go first.
Okay, thank you. I think like Mercy is going to be kinda good, but I'm not extremely sure about it because we need like mass heal when we are talking about dealing with the Sigma's ult, and like I think the death denial that Baptiste can bring, or even the nano boost that can heal almost completely a tank in sometimes with the healing properties of nano boost. I think they are going to be better. Also, nano boost blocks some damage by itself, you know. So I think Anna and Baptiste are going to receive more benefit from it, and Mercy is going to be like not that affected, but with I'm talking about Sigma just, and Baptiste is going to suffer. Bastion is going to suffer a lot with Sigma because he's like a counter to Bunker, and since he requires Bunker to work, like, you know, Bastion is pretty fucked up about Sigma's presence. And Roll Q, like, I don't know about Bastion, neither Mercy. I don't know exactly about those two because I literally don't think too much about them. And about them interacting with Roll Q, so I don't have an opinion about it.
Okay. Then, Diva? How would you say?
I don't think it's gonna affect it that much because, like, I know for a fact Bunker's not gonna die. It's gonna be weaker, but Sigma doesn't have the abilities. They don't even combo that much. Like his ult, it's more for like Rhines, Orisa, Baptiste to lift them out of their defensive area. Mercy and Bastion don't really have anything like that would really do anything, so they're kind of unaffected. Mercy at the best would damage boost to help spread the damage out, but unless they've changed Sigma's ult, it halves their health when they hit the ground. So you want to kill them, you want to spread the damage equally, supposedly. So it's not gonna really do that much because Bastion is more a single focus, so he can't really do that much spread out. And Mercy, it's just the damage boost, which you would just do if you were spreading the damage. So I don't think it's gonna impact it.
Okay. Manx?
I kind of feel like Sigma will be actually a really strong character. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people think because he's quite complicated and clunky that he's going to be useless, or just more of a character who's more fun, like kind of like how when Hammond came out, no one knew how to play him. I know. I feel like he'll be really useful being able to push, and I feel like the old Symmetra mains will love to hop on him and be like, "Hey, we've got our barriers back." I know. Someone said his ult doesn't look like it'll combo well.
Oh, it combos with everything.
I don't think so. I feel like his ult will be more of an initiation kind of thing, which will be nice against Bunker. Roll Q though, coming, I think it will increase Mercy being played, less of Bastion now, unfortunately. Just because Mercy is one of them characters, everyone knows how to play her, and I think Roll Q, from what I know of, it's encouraging you to play every role. And Mercy's one of the more universal picks where everyone can kind of hop on her and play her. Maybe not be as effective as an Ana, but she's still got her uses, and she is still like a useful character, which people can heal and maybe even learn how to damage Beast and Res as. So yeah, I think she'll get played more. As a Bastion, nah. I know. I feel like it would be, less useful, because from what I've seen of Bastions, it's you've killed their Mercy or their Ana 5 times, their Ana's pissed. They feel like their team's not doing anything, so they go into their spawn and hop on Bastion and try and mow you down by themselves and get destroyed. So, yeah, I feel like he'll be less played.
Okay. Neko, do you want to use voice chat?
Yeah, I use voice. I use voice for this one. For me, so the impact with... I'll start with Mercy first. But personally, I don't really know Mercy that much. I don't really play her that much, so this is kind of... So I'm not really trying to be biased or anything. So for Mercy, I feel like it kind of depends on how her best combos do, because like her best combos are Far Mercy. We all know Far Mercy well. It depends on, hit scan and stuff. And also maybe Widow or Bastion maybe could combo, just maybe, I don't really know. But it kind of all depends on like how they really need her. I mean, right now in the Overwatch League, I think she's in a okay place. She's kind of like in the middle of the pack of the supports, where she's not overused or underused. She's kind of just in the middle, in my opinion. I mean, with Sigma, I don't really know if this is going to affect her that much. Barokia, I think it could potentially. I think she could kind of stay the same, but we'll see. For Bastion in this case, I feel like he gets kind of wrecked by Sigma in a lot of cases, with his accretion knocking him out in turret. Accretion knocking him out down in turret mode if he gets hit, and he also has his ultimate.
You're immune to knockbacks.
I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. You still go flying.
Yeah, you still go flying.
Really?
It's like his his graviton surge, where it like works.
Well, he
like
stays
that.
Transformed. He stays transformed.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like you can, like immortality, like sure you can immortality field, but Orisa won't be able to protect him with the shield, and he'll just be wide open.
Him? Does it stun him, or is it like a Roadhog hook where it actually pulls him out of transformation?
With the accretion?
It keeps him. It's like
accretion
keeps him.
Okay.
Accretion is identical to being shattered by Reinhardt. So you will be knocked out of Sentry.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like Roadhog hook.
Yes.
And it's like Earth Shatter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, that would change it. That'd be nice.
And
if there's barriers, it won't do shit.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
if you have barriers, his ult can lift you above the barrier.
Yeah. And then Roadhog can hook the Bastion to get, in case he gets immortality fill on the way down or whatever. And well, the Bastion's just most likely dead in most cases. Like the only way you could probably prevent the hook from Roadhog in that combo is just to body block the Bastion, but that like takes a lot of timing and anticipation, and also if it's like a tank like a Diva or a Roadhog just body blocking the Bastion, it's like he's kind of just either a feeder for your team or
Bastion
and you still have that position.
It takes half their HP on the way down, supposedly. So if they have
it'll be 30% for Bastion and Sentry, but yes.
So like even if it does kill him,
would it be a flat percent, or would it just scale off the damage?
It would scale like half their max HP. It does half of the max HP.
Well, that's really beneficial. That at 20%.
Yeah, But if you get hooked by the Bash, but if Bastion gets hooked, it's like he's basically dead in most cases.
Well, you're screwed anyway if you get hooked by a Roadhog, because you get pulled out of transformation if you don't have a Mercy.
But if you're hiding behind a shield, you could probably salvageably not get hooked as long as the shield's there. But if the shield's gone, it's like he's dead. And like even if you had double shield, it's like you kind of remove a lot of synergy from Orisa and Roadhog and a lot of offensive
Bastion relies so much on his transformation. If you're not transformed, you're pretty much dead. So
Pelg, you want to give your response?
But yeah, I think Bastion will be in a very good spot with Stigma. So then again, we'll see. World Q's coming. So sorry about
Sigma
that.
literally picks his really long toes and shoves them so hard on Bastion's core in Sentry mode that I can feel it. Every single ability that he has is a big fuck you to Bastion.
I mean,
the sucky thing that he has. A bit, if you shoot, like you're shooting at a wall or someone, Sigma finds a way of shoving himself in front of your bullet rain. He's literally almost maxed out. He will insta heal himself. He will be basically mortal. Or else saying you're gonna have to stop shooting. And stop shooting with Bastion is literally not doing anything. You can only heal with Bastion. You either shoot or heal. If you don't shoot, you're healing. If you're not healing, you're shooting. Aggression, I don't know how to pronounce this fucking ability thingy. Hell, is the most fuck you of the fuck you to Bastion. It literally throws. It stuns you, which is already bad. You're not doing anything, and it takes you out of fucking Sentry mode. Not only is it bad in your weakest mode, flat on the ground, but even if you manage to not insta die, when you get up, you have to press again. You either run away, which have you ever tried escaping with Bastion, or you sit down, but it takes time for you to sit down. You'd be dead before your transformation ends. And let's talk about fucking ultimate. Yes, it only takes 30%. But let's say he uses aggression first. You're down on the ground, then he ults and you're lived. You don't have ironclad. You don't have ironclad anymore. So it's 50% of your health. Or he can bring you up, aggression you, down, dead.
Well, actually, he can't use accretion while he's using his ult.
The only thing
you can't use abilities while
counters him, and even at it as much as his primary. And even then, it's basically a nerfed Junkrat thingy. You can just hit the wall, you hit. So yeah, Sigma's a problem. Roll Q, I don't have a damn idea.
Okay, and Mercy?
Roll Q will help him. Mercy, Sigma couldn't care less about her, to be honest. She's fine with Sigma. And Roll Q, actually, I think it will help. It will help her actually have DPS to heal. Because one thing or not, she's more proficient with DPS. In Goat's meta, she will never be meta or even play. So yeah, Roll Q helps. Roll Lock helps her. Bastion, no. Mercy benefits a lot from this. And of course, there's the death sentence post-bomb Sebastian, which is another ginormous Q, a middle finger from both of the Jeffs. They literally hate. And my Bastion, my boy. That's all I have to say. Fuck this shit. Fuck Jeff. Both of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Lucy.
My thoughts on... Okay, so what was the first one?
The question is, what are your thoughts on how the introduction of Sigma and Roll Q will impact Bastion and Mercy?
Okay. My thought on Sigma is I've not really looked too much into him because I'd rather wait until he's actually out so then I have a good grasp on how he works. But from what I have seen, He looks okay, quirky. That's one thing that I do like about him, and his character also, which I really do like. Since I don't know, I've not really seen a character like him in the game. It's kind of refreshing to see. But I don't really to see how he would affect the game. I don't really think it will be a lot. Just I'll have to get a better grasp on him when he comes out first. But right now, I'll say he looks okay. So roll Q next.
Well, how do you think he's going to affect Bastion and Mercy, basically?
How he would affect Mercy. All I know about the ultimate is that it basically pulls you up and then pushes you down and instantly kills you.
50% damage on the way down.
Okay.
50% of your health.
Your total HP.
I think Mercy has a much easier, since she could fly away, depending if there's a hero to
She
go do
can't.
that.
She can't. In the air, and your abilities are
It's
blocked.
like grab. It's like grab.
If she's pulled up, she can't do the damage.
Can Fade escape it since
Yes.
it's
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Fade
cool.
turns you
Reaper,
immortal, so
Reaper
yeah,
will be fine.
I was just gonna ask
Reaper,
a
Moira,
question.
and
Is it 50% of your current health or 50%?
Yeah,
Total health.
50% your
Total
total.
health.
So
Total
if,
health.
if you're Roadhog, if you're ulting Winston, you're gonna take 500 damage.
So, but also if you're playing Mercy and when you get slammed down, you have, say, 90 health, you're just going to die. Yeah, because half of 200 is 100, so you'll take 100 damage.
I'd say I think this is depending on how this works, but I think Bastion would have a better time than Mercy with that ultimate anyway. Just because of this thing, I have to ask: would he still be in Sentry mode when he's taken up?
Yes, he's still in Sentry mode.
Okay, so he would have a better time than Mercy then. He'll
Yes.
have the passive.
But the difference with Bastion though is that accretion is what really fucks him over. So yeah.
Accretion, then ult. That's literally all you have to do. He's out of
Because he can
Sentry.
ability while
lift him up, put him down. Done.
I'll basically say that I think Bastion has a little bit of an easier time, but not very much compared to Mercy. But I think they're not really going to be impacted very much with Sigma. Roll Q, that's the tough one that I basically discussed before. But the way that I see Roll Q is that it's something that they are definitely adding after like 4 years of the community whining about it, which I'm happy that they're going to finally stop doing. But it's being added. I'm all I can say about it is I'm happy if it does help the game, because I really do miss loving this game. But I'm also prepared for it to not be good and make the game worse, because I don't trust much of the community or the devs themselves. So if that happens, then it's basically a 50-50 between the both. I'm hopeful that it does fix the game, but I'm also not going to be surprised if it doesn't help the game.
Okay, that's fair.
I would just like to I just want to play the game again, but I'm also being cautious to not get too excited about it.
Yep.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I think that if Sigma is introduced, I think Bastion is more affected than Mercy. For the reasons everyone gave, I don't think Mercy is that much impacted by playing against him, but a Bastion may have a tougher time. Particularly with his shield. Speaking of which, does his shield have instant regen? I didn't check, but if it does, I do think that he may have a tougher time with it. Bastion doesn't benefit since he doesn't have the mobility that Mercy has. However, I do think that Sigma on the team with a Bastion or a Mercy would really help both. Bastion can provide additional fire for Sigma, and Mercy can pretty much pocket him like a floating Reinhardt. Still though, this is kind of based on what I've played with him so far. I agree with Lucina in that I don't think he's going to affect them too much, but more so Bastion than Mercy, since she can get away easier before his ult hits.
Zach, what about you? You still have to give your thoughts.
Oh yeah, right. 2-2-2 is just going to make Mercy see a little bit more play. That just makes sense. And maybe it'll either, affect the devs' decision as to whether or not she gets changed. Maybe, but that depends on how her performance is when the time is. As for Sigma affecting the two of them, well, I don't think it will matter. Bastion is so infrequently played anyway that even if Sigma's ult would erase him the way that, Hack does, which it doesn't really, it wouldn't matter because he's not played, so why? Like, his win rate's not going up or down. It's going to stay exactly where it is. Like, maybe he'll get picked a little bit more, maybe, because if you queue, then no one can tell you not to play DPS because they can't, throw the game because they can, I guess, but...
Yes, they can.
Yeah, they can still throw. I mean, I don't think that
They
it'll
always find a way.
They always find a way. I don't think that it'll matter.
I have a question about Sigma's ult.
There is one thing I have to bring up also.
Oh, okay. So, just give me 1 second. I just want to briefly give my thoughts on this.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, I think that yes, I think roll Q will be good for Mercy, but it'll also be bad for Mercy because it makes it so that Mercy's always stuck in a duo heal, and oftentimes, you kind of, if she's ran as a main healer, she needs, probably another main healer, which can be a problem. And so, personally, I think the biggest issue, we're going to run into is that basically she's going to need some sort of buff to make her worth playing in a forced 2-2-2. Because otherwise, I think you are just going to end up with situations where there's just no reason to run her over another healer who just has more healing as a main healer. For Bastion, I don't think that Roblox is going to affect him too much, because he's already really not played, and it doesn't really matter what number of what roles you have on a team. It doesn't change the fact that he doesn't really function. As for the introduction of Sigma, though, I think that it's going to be the opposite, where Sigma isn't really going to affect Mercy that much because their interactions are minimal. Like, there's minimal gain on both sides in that, tank support duo. So I really don't think that's going to change much, except for maybe accretion out of her res, or the fact that Gravitic Flux can grab Mercy and Valk and slam her to the ground. But with Bastion, I think that Sigma is probably almost sort of a worst-case scenario for Bastion, because accretion knocks him out of Sentry, and Gravitic Flux basically just instantly destroys a bunker. So...
And as I say, you can just use accretion.
It's just a wreck.
And dead.
Yeah, it's just I think it's going to, with Bastion's already 0.1% pick rate, I think we're going to see Bastion return to like the 0.02% pick rate he had in like season 12 and stuff like that.
Just that.
Astro, do you know on Sigma ult, can he die during his ult and it will not trigger the slam down? I don't know.
No, yeah, as long as he activates the ult, you will get slammed.
Okay, so it doesn't fucking matter if you're grabbed, you're gonna get that damage.
Yes.
I think during the pull-up,
the only way of you cancel it,
but the delay can't.
Does it also use his ult whenever he activates and he starts floating? Does that use his ult charge?
Yep.
So you can kill him during that before he lifts you up and you waste it?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you don't take damage. You don't go up, you don't take damage.
But good luck trying to do that, because he's probably already behind.
He's gonna do it very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even going to fly, to be honest. It's gonna...
Yeah, I don't need to fly.
Oh no, the flying is gonna be very useful, I think.
No, he's going.
It's very slow. You're gonna be a sitting duck.
Well, yeah, but I think they're probably gonna
since,
buff it,
since he
honestly.
has 400 health, like
I
he
don't
can
know.
really like survive a headshot, and also he like doesn't. He is away from a lot of stun abilities, you know, such as flashbang, and I think the hook's going to be the best thing against him.
Well, I mean, the hook is blocked by the kinetic
No,
grasp.
yes, but during the activation of the.
Oh well, I mean,
He
yes, but
feels the-
it still
the-
doesn't
the
stop
rare
him
thing.
from. It still doesn't stop him from.
No,
you
not. I mean before the pull up.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be good. That and hack.
Hack, yes, hack. Is
Oh
going
my
to be the
god,
best.
Sombra.
Another character that someone can counter. Yay.
Sombra, Sigma, Tracer. Oh god.
I was going to cry.
But
Should I bring this up?
Sorry, what?
Should I bring this up?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is incredibly minor, but it's something actually positive for once, because you barely hear me saying anything about Overwatch. Them making the change so that you don't have to put up with skill decay, at least in Diamond, is a change they should have done ages ago. But I'm happy that they finally did it,
Yeah,
because
it's about fucking time.
all skill decay did was two terrible things. One, force you to play the game basically every day per week, which I don't like, that you have to have a commitment to play a game like that. Second is, all it did was make people toxic, because you're basically being forced to play the game on a day where you're feeling absolutely terrible.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's
Like,
not a
it doesn't
good thing to have.
Silver, but yeah,
I kind of understand it for like masters, grandmasters, and above, but for people like that, it shouldn't be in the game. Like, period. Or if you wanted to still have it, you need to dramatically reduce the amount of days that you have to play to have it reset, because
I think 1 day per week is good. Is good enough.
every single day, one match is too much, and every single time whenever I had to, this is why I'm just incentivized, and I do this all the time. This is why all I do every single season is do my placements at the end of the season, because I don't want to have the commitment to play the game every week. It's just tiring.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Comp just in general, it's like you got the beginning throwers, or you can do really, really good, and then in the middle it's just a total shit show, and then at the end you have the last minute throwers like 80% of the time, and like it's just total fucking garbage trying to level up in comp.
Yeah, it's
Again,
true.
to quote Reggie Fils-Aimé, if it's not fun, why bother?
I've literally fallen to silver 8 fucking times this season. It was 9 times. I'm not even fucking around. Like, I can't gain any goddamn progress the last 2 seasons. It's just impossible.
I've just been a master player, and I've just like climbing since, because I just stopped caring about comp. So because of me like only doing my placements at the end of the season, it's just been slowly going down to like mid diamond. But that's the thing. I still classify myself as a high master player. I just don't play the game much anymore.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's so fucking
That's the thing. I haven't. I'm still classifying myself as a high master player because I technically haven't went down. It's just I've refused to keep on playing because of how the game is.
Makes sense.
One thing Chavi said here that makes me kind of worried about Sigma. Grav plus his ult.
I kind of wish it was called team rating instead, because skill rating is like the most bullshit term in a team game you could ever use.
That's
like,
there's a point
who
to
the
that,
fuck
yeah.
thought that was a great idea? My skill isn't going to affect the outcome of a game unless I'm like a god tier Genji or something, and I'm just absolutely wrecking face. Like,
oh yeah, like I can tell you that for sure. Like when I play in silver, I have a Smurf in silver. Like you have to
we had a Smurf Genji.
You have to be so much above the SR for it to actually make a difference. Like if you're like a high gold player and you go into silver, like maybe you're going to make a bit of a difference, but
silver players are better than gold. Silver players are better than gold. Trust me, they're way better.
What does that even mean?
Really?
They're better at skill. Like
what? Okay,
I don't know how, but they are. At least when I play with them.
Just can I let you know
because
that
we stick in there. We are stuck in silver. We can never get to go. We're stuck
Yeah,
in
I'm
hell.
stuck at gold, and I have to fall to your guys' place, and then I win like 4 games in a row. I'm like, hey, look, I'm back in the same hell again.
No, that's me.
Just gonna let you guys know, there is, from my experience anyway, there is no difference between Diamond and Master. Like, no difference.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I could see
it's
that.
minimal.
I could see that. It's kind of like
I've only
platinum
been-
gold, I would say.
I've only been in Platinum once in my entire time playing the game, and that's when Platinum was first ever introduced in Season 2.
The fuck?
I got to.
I've been here for.
I got to
I've been here for 2
23
years.
I've been
Lovely.
here for like since June 2016.
Yeah, I've been playing this fucking game fucking long.
Well, it's about to change, so I hope that you're all ready, because on August 13th, everything that you know is going out the fucking window, and you're gonna have to restart.
I'm so happy
I don't
about
play
it.
that many heroes that are gonna do
Apparently,
that.
Overwatch 2 is a thing.
Didn't they say that they're not really going to get rid of your actual like MMR and whatever? It's just going to be a very, very soft start.
What they're doing is they're going off based off what you had previously, is what they said. So if you did really, really good, you'll probably be placed higher. If you did trash or like mid-tier, you'll be
The
placed.
thing with comp though is that I don't really like agree with the name of. It's not skill; it's just luck.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to call team rating.
So
'cause
it's luck.
more
It's luck
accurate.
rating.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that because you could apply that to any. You could apply that to any game.
Yeah, but the reason why I say that is because Overwatch is incredibly hard to like an actual good team comp. So it's usually just luck more than actual skill bet on yourself. So
The
you're
point
whenever
is-
they're ranking you, whenever
If
they're
you're
ranking you.
great, if you're
Go ahead.
decent but like not god tier, but your team is ass, you're gonna probably like it's real.
The reason why I just call it luck though is because you're not actually ever going to be correctly ranked, because they're just gonna give you basically idiotic teammates. In my case, every single match, and you're gonna basically have that feeling of I hate this game because they're giving me a rank that I really don't belong in because of how idiotic my teammates always are.
I've been bouncing silver or gold for 2 seasons, and I'm pretty thoroughly convinced I'm not supposed to be doing that. Like, I should be at least mid gold, like at the least, but but that's not gonna fucking happen. I've been there once, and that was the
Then give a 5 stack of beginners against a 6 stack of fucking silver plates.
I'm a gold plate.
70 was the
I'm a
highest.
gold plate, and I'm still shit at the game.
People who have played this game for
I can't even get out of gold, man. Somebody fucking help me, man.
I truly believe that
Astro,
I am a high platinum, low diamond player, and
Yeah,
I don't
same.
think that I belong there. I truly think that I belong like in gold. Like I don't think I should be there.
I feel like I should
Why
be at
am
least
I-
like low diamond, but here I am.
Astro, I would join and play
Weren't you low diamond at
play
one
with you,
point,
but
Astro?
I used to be.
crossplay
Yeah,
doesn't exist, sadly.
yeah right.
Yeah, you gotta play with me again sometime, Astro, if you're within 1,000 range. I think I'm like 2034 or something right now.
I'm
I'm holding
Smurf
gold
at
right
FR.
now.
Listen, I will play with you, and I will tell you exactly what you're doing wrong.
Okay, you do it. Like,
I really need some coaching. God damn.
Anyway, I think that this has probably elapsed at this point. Like, I think
Yeah.
we've reached the point in this discussion now where we have exhausted all productivity. As you can see, this has degenerated
no,
far.
well, we've already talked about everything though. We already
Yeah,
talked about
yes.
role
I was just about
We're
to
already done with
ask
the
what's after this.
conversation.
We are
It,
right.
it took
there.
us an hour and a half,
No, it's been
Just a
longer than that.
reminder,
and that was with the 20 minutes.
Okay, maybe 90K.
That was with the 20-minute
That's
discussion on cosmetics.
So
So
what's
more like an
next?
hour discussion.
Don't worry, this is
Don't
going to
worry,
get cleaned
next
up by
time.
Astro in post.
Yeah, he's
Oh, shit.
gonna
Yeah.
do
Oh,
that.
yeah, you
Good
you had
luck,
fun,
Astro.
Astro.
Have
You
fun,
had fun,
Astro.
Astro.
I'm feeling so
just- I
bad
just
for
want-
him.
What's your gamer tag,
fun.
Zach?
3
I-
hours conversation.
I'm just
What
gonna
is after
lock
this?
myself in my room and edit for like.
When
2
he
days.
comes out, he'll be like, "Hey guys, like."
I'll be looking like Squidward.
For you,
Only Squidward?
Yeah,
And then when someone comes into the door, it's the Squidward bathroom meme.
yeah,
What do you
exactly.
want? It's all dark in the room, and you just
Well,
see a
God.
lamp.
I
I
wish you
genuinely
all
can't
good
wait
nights.
though for the next time we discuss things and we get to talk about the guy who fists people in the asshole.
Yeah, we'll do this again. We'll do this again.
I'm not gonna have much experience.
We'll do this again.
We need to talk about Doomfist and
I'm
Sombra.
exhausted after that
Doom
Twitter
fisting.
discussion.
Sombra.
That Twitter discussion was just like took
I would
hours.
talk about my thoughts on Torbjorn, but it'll just be 1 versus 10 million with him. So I don't really want to talk about him.
Torb is technically weaker on consoles because his turret does 2 less damage.
He's still like I'm not gonna go much into. I know I'm gonna have loads of people hating on me, but Torbjorn's actually really good. Just loads of people suck at him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's generally
Yes,
true.
that one.
Alright,
Like, it's a
alright.
little bit of a buff.
Yeah,
I don't think
Doomfist
anybody says
let's
he's
finish
horrible.
this.
Alright, guys.
Doomfist discussion would get so heated.
I was about to ask what we're gonna
Guys,
do
let's
next.
end this. Astro
We-
has
I
a lot of
I literally have almost 4 hours of footage to fucking edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And Zavi's going to have to go through and do TTS shit, so let's not make it any
Good
harder for
luck,
her either.
Zavi.
That's why I was asking a bit earlier if we could just see what's happening next.
So, yeah, does anyone else have anything else they want to say?
Yes, Ligma Volts.
Fair enough.
And Doomfist.
Sigma
No, it's
C
Sigma
actually
Ball.
are nice.
Sigma hyperspheres. That is
Delete Doomfist. Banish
Die.
him. Put him
Die.
in chains.
die.
Do you wanna
Die.
Next time, isn't it?
I just
hate,
want to
no,
say,
genuinely,
like-
I hate him with a passion. There's like when
Same
I
with
kill him.
same
in
with
game,
McCree.
No, genuinely.
McCree,
when I
stop
kill
standing
him
in the
in
hammer,
game.
goddammit!
Alright, alright, alright.
That's enough. That's enough.
When I have my symmetric turrets like booming that Doomfist down, I just feel so complete with my life.
Oh yeah.
Alright, alright.
If I could do that,
Right,
that's
dude.
my life.
That's one thing I did think of, actually.
Okay,
I
let's
just
end this.
want
Let's
to
end this
say-
before we initiate Civil War.
Okay, okay.
that-
Astro, that
Guys.
is one thing I did think of.
Thanks,
I just
Al.
want to say
I'm gonna
that.
eat pizza right now.
Guys.
Pizza time.
I think it was a nice discussion.
Yeah, we had a good discussion.
Just that.
That's
Yeah.
one thing I did think of, Astro.
A long
Yeah, it
discussion,
was
but a
nice
nice
meeting
discussion
you all.
nonetheless. And
Yeah.
yes, and I am sleepy right now, so
I think
Astro.
let's just wrap
What?
it up. You know?
This is just minor, but should we I don't know, say where wherever I can't even speak today. Should we say wherever you No, it's fine.
okay.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Well,
this was excellent. I think we're gonna want to do this again at some point.
Okay.
Luckily, Zavi was able to come in towards the end. Always nice to have Zavi around.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
So, I don't know. I guess that's it. Hopefully next time everyone will be a bit more organized, and we can talk about Mercy and Bastion things again, I guess, but we can also talk about Doomfist.
don't worry, I've got a folder.
We can talk about a lot of things, I think.
Got a
I'm
folder.
just imagining you with like a
Folder.
huge folder that goes up to the moon.
No, genuinely, I have a folder. I have like clips on my PlayStation of me
Yeah, that's
being
it.
punched through a damn wall. I have everything.
Astro, do we need to
I'll be-
that's it. Astro, do we need to credit people at the end of the video or anything like that?
For what?
I mean, following intentories, something like that.
Oh, I'll put that all in. It's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing I was having a tough time trying to say to you. I just couldn't.
Yeah, I'll put that all in.
By the way, I just want to acknowledge that Scott Pelko's Overwatch with the Side Assault really just wants me to rip my hair off right now.
Alright, so anyways, with that said,
I want to acknowledge that this podcast has taken place on an indigenous land area.
okay.
What the fuck does that mean?
Okay, well, with that
Bye, I think.
that said,
That's all,
that-
folks. The show's over.
oh my god.
I hope I sounded okay because I'm still in voice acting.
Yeah, the recording hasn't ended yet.
Guys, The Washington
remember,
Just say like this video, subscribe, yay.
Tight.
But
The
anyways,
Washington just
with that said, Godspeed to you all. I'll see you all in the next one. Oh my god, all of you shut up.